Welcome back, Truth Seeker. We're going to have an open stream. You can call in about anything while we wait for people to fill in the room and hopefully come and share interesting information or ask interesting questions. I'm just going to go over some of the things that are buzzing, recap what I thought some of the more important stories were of the week. And as we review one of those stories, the Pam Bondi cancer story, because now that she's working for Larry Ellison, who said AI is going to be able to cure cancer, I've been thinking about myself. Imagine you're dying from cancer. You haven't figured out the solution. Would you resort to the new mRNA cancer vaccine that supposedly can cure the whole thing? Would you do it? So yeah, while we wait for people to get here. Oh, and by the way, if it looks like I'm on the exercise bike, it's because yesterday, or what was it, 2 days ago? 2 days ago. 2 days ago, we had a caller and he said, get the desk elliptical machine or desk bike, whatever. So I got it. So I'm going to try it out. I've been on it for 18 minutes. It says I burned 64 calories. So I don't know. I'm going pretty hard. I had it on the hardest setting. I put it down into the medium setting to see. The problem with the hard setting is the resistance. It like wants to knock you out of your chair, which is kind of hard to do when you're sitting in an office chair. But yeah, I'm going to give you the review on this too, if this seems like a good idea for people who sit too much. But hey, 66 calories, 18 minutes in. That's not bad. I don't know if we can burn 600 in an hour, like he said. However, this watch that measures calories, what I know is I have another elliptical machine in my house. And if I go hard on that elliptical machine on my watch, say it says I burn 200 calories, I have a hookup on the machine. It'll say I burn like 340 calories. And I'm like, so which one is true? Did I burn 340 or did I burn 200? This one's always the more conservative estimate. But here, before we get into it, you guys, just the world we live in, right? I wonder why this judge made this ruling today on May 29th. Kennedy Center must remove Trump's name from building. Judge rules. Well, isn't it funny that today's JFK's birthday? It's just another day of ritualism. But yeah, let's get Gematria32 in here. And then, yeah, he'll lead it off. All right, first man up. What's up, Gematria32?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you play my last video I posted on my channel?
Of course I can. However, I don't have the audio settings set up right. I'm gonna have to switch some audio around here.
I'll wait.
Is the audio important?
Absolutely.
All right, hold on. I gotta reconfigure the audio, you guys. It's gonna take a minute.
Well, you gotta do
it for me to make the audio play into your guys' screen.
You can listen to it. You can listen to it and get feedback on everyone else. It's really
that would be lame for the audience, though. Only I get to hear it. Here, let me get your channel up there while we're switching around the audio settings. I have to wait for something to boot up here.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take it down because I don't want to get a copyright.
Is it the one posted 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, it's the picture with the girl from Blossom, and she's in the Big Bang Theory sitcom.
Okay, if you guys aren't subscribed to Gematria32, please do that. He doesn't even have 1,000 subscribers, and he's one of the best people in the community at sharing the work and getting the knowledge out there. You guys, we got to do better as a community to support the people who are doing the work. Granted, he's in the same boat as me. You cover this topic, you don't get any notifications, you don't get any play in the algorithm. But yeah, Gematria32. Let me drop the link in the handle. Of course, Gematria32 was out there in New York, pounding payment with us the days we were out there.
And I'm on Patreon. I'm on the $20 tier.
Always supporting. Always supporting. All right, I'm going to go mute for a second while I switch around all the audio settings. And that means I'm also going to have to put on my headphones so we don't have the same problem as the other day. Let's see here. All right, if it goes mute for a second, I'll be back in just a minute. It's just it does that while you're switching it all around.
So this is the next 80th season, huh? I don't know if you hear me or who hears me.
Muted. Is there anything else you want to share? Otherwise, I got to kick you out for a minute, and I'll bring you back when I'm done playing the video.
No, go ahead. No, you ain't even gotta have me on. Just play the video. Go ahead.
I didn't have my headphones on. What did you just say?
I said, go ahead, do your thing.
All right, I'll bring you right back after I play the video. Okay, let me make sure, because yeah, I don't know why it is, but you have to. If I play the video without a certain button checked, you can't hear the video. But then the problem is when that thing's unchecked, if somebody in the chat or who like Gematria32, if he talks, then we hear feedback. So I don't know what way there is to troubleshoot around that, but here, let's see. All right, this is what he wanted to check out here. Well, man, I hope this doesn't sync my whole video.
Do you know what 137 is in Gematria? Gematria is the Jewish name. Yeah, the
Kabbalah is 137.
In Jewish numerology, Kabbalah means reception, like the receiving.
137, big number with our government, with DC, with the presidency, of course, the 33rd prime, big number with all these Kabbalah-based rituals.
But it's often linked to the coupling of light and matter, which is about...
Right. Yeah, that's through science and math. I see that she reached 100,000 subs. She's got her plaque in the background. I should have reached that milestone a long ass time ago. I always get deleted.
Right. Incredible. 137. All right.
And the sarcophagus fits inside the king's chamber 137 times.
Whoa.
Whoa. Where are these people at that know all this information? Oh, yeah, they're the ones creating all the information around us, mocking us each day.
Oh, wow. It appears a lot of places.
It appears a lot of places.
Yeah, like in your news stories almost every single day.
And the frequency of the chamber.
All right. Yeah, appreciate that. That's why we want to do open mic Friday. We don't know what other interesting contributions we'll get. Let me switch the audio settings back and we'll bring Gematria 30. Okay. All right. What's up, Gematria 32?
It's out there. I mean, she's a well-known figure. She's been in the public eye for like 40 years. You know what I'm saying? This woman. She just hosted Jeopardy. Like, you know?
I don't watch enough TV. I don't even know who she is.
I keep up in the headlines though. You know, she's an A-list actress. She had the big show Blossom back in the 90s. Then she was on the Big Bang Theory hit show now. And she hosted Jeopardy not so long ago. And now she has a YouTube channel like you do.
She's doing a lot better. She's already got the plaque in the background.
And I think she's
don't you think I deserve a plaque for the worst YouTube success? I gotta have the least success, I would say, in YouTube history in terms of time and effort put in for the lack of views. 13 years in, I think it's hard to do as bad as I'm doing. But anyway, go ahead.
No, it's just the information is out there. You know, people are speaking about it. It's been on Rogan. It's been on, you know, this woman. She's high, you know, high profile. Like, but people, I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. And great work, Zach. Thank you. I'm gonna let you get to it.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, yeah, it is gym regimen. Yeah, this is the new gym regimen. I sit on my ass and do the desk cycle. Woo! I'm doing the review, you guys. I'm gonna let you know if it's worth it. We're 25 minutes 30 seconds in. It says 94 calories burned. Not bad, not bad. I don't think I'm gonna hit that 600 number he said you can hit, but maybe the watch is lying. But you know what? I actually have I got a little bit of a sweat going here. So, woo! Granted, the house is a little bit warm. You know, I'm always conservative with the AC and the heat in the winter, and it's a hot, muggy day out here. We got a superstorm last night. All right. Yeah, just today's headlines, you guys. Again, judge rules to take Trump's name off the Kennedy Center, and I'll show you how perfect it is with the day they put it up. But you see also how down here one of the top headlines is 3 climbers who fell near treacherous pass on Alaska's Mount McKinley are dead. Remember, that was one of the first things Trump did when he came back in office, renamed it from Denali to McKinley. And remember what happened to McKinley. McKinley was the 25th president who was assassinated and replaced with Teddy Roosevelt. And we all know after the Trump shooting hoax there in Butler, PA, they had the GOP convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where Teddy Roosevelt was shot, who was the youngest VP nominee in history until J.D. Vance. But yeah, the point is, on the day of JFK's birthday, who obviously was assassinated, I mean, even look at this. Look at this shot down here, you guys. I mean, do you see this down here? This photo right here. Trump in the back of the limousine. Does it remind you of JFK in the back of the car when he was supposedly shot? So we got 2 stories up here about presidents who were assassinated on JFK's birthday, and this shot at Trump. They didn't release Trump's medical report. I mean, they've given us so many different angles for why Trump might not finish his presidency. He eats too much McDonald's. Somebody's trying to assassinate him every week. The 25th Amendment could get used against him, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, but news, numbers, rituals, history. And by the way, this judge who did this ruling today, he went to Yale, likely part of one of those 41 secret societies there at Yale. And you can see that the name went up on the Kennedy Center with Trump on December 19th, 2025. That was a Friday as well. So it's exactly 23 weeks later. Remember the word end equals 23. It has to come down today. It's the end of the Trump name being up there. Donald equals 23. Been numerous rituals with 23 and Donald. Symbol equals 23. Donald Trump very much is a symbol. Been on the world stage for decades as one of those billionaire TV people. So, yeah, there's that. And then in case you didn't see the video I put out today, it had 300 views when I went live, so I assume most people didn't see it. I said, when was the last time we had an international story about Asians trapped in a cave? If you recall, it was 2018 in Thailand, 18 people stuck in a cave in 2018. And if you weren't following me back then, I said, you know, what's interesting about this is it's all synced up with the World Cup. And France used to control this territory where the cave is. And you know what else? France used to control Laos, where this cave is. So let's speculate a little bit here. Could this be synced with the World Cup again? Supposedly, these people became trapped in the cave on May 19th. And this makes me want to look up when Ignatius of Loyola of France spent his time in the cave. Maybe there's even more to this story. If you don't know, Ignatius Loyola spent some time in the cave. But anyway, May 19th to the start of the World Cup, June 11th, is 23 days. And this is going to be the 23rd World Cup, right? And in Gematria, you can see the 4 base ciphers. By the way, when I went live, the video showed that it had 301 views and 77 likes. 301 views and 77 likes. It looks like the algorithm even gives you fake numbers by the code because you can see how 301's a lot like 31. But anyway, Cave 31, I'm wondering if maybe May 31st we get a little resolution to this story. 31's the 11th prime number. It'll be 11 days before the World Cup begins on June 11th. The game of 11 on 11. Cave 13. Today's 13 days before the World Cup begins, and it's the first day that this is, you know, a rescue. Somebody's been pulled out 13 days before the World Cup begins. And where's the World Cup this year? It's mostly in the United States, the land of 13 stripes, 13 colonies, 13 years of slave school, teaching you all these illegitimate things are legitimate, programming your mind to believe the lies, go along with the tyranny. Cave does equal 77 like United States. But the important one up there is Cave's 23. Again, the 4 base ciphers of the English language. Alphabetic order, reverse alphabetic order, both orders with numerology applied. Elementary. But yeah, 23rd World Cup this year. And this story began 23 days before it begins. Not to be outdone, this story also began 61 days before the World Cup ends. Laos equals 61. 61's the 18th prime. This is a lot like 2018 when this happened last time. And from the start of the story to today is the 11th day of the story. It'd be 10 days later or the 11th day of the story. Laos is also 11. And Laos was once controlled by France, just like Thailand, where it happened last time. Laos and France equal 47. France won in 2018, synced with Pope Francis, just like the 2022 World Cup was synced with Pope Francis. And here's Laos in the 4 base ciphers. 47 like France, 11 like what we just talked about, 61 like what we just talked about, 25 also. Flood equals 25. The story is the cave became flooded, trapping the 5 people in there. 25 has a square root of 5. 11's the 5th prime. But yeah, the name of this province where the cave is, Aizabun province equates to 89, which is the 11th Fibonacci number. And it means perfect victory. Perfect victory. So you know this is a ritual for the upcoming World Cup, and this has to do with who's going to win the rigged championship. Last time it was Argentina beating France. One day after Pope Francis's 86th birthday, when Argentina hadn't won since 86. And don't forget, they sacrificed Diego Maradona for that championship, the Argentinian star who'd won in 86. And don't forget what they did with the hantavirus thing, the trip traveling from Argentina out of the Netherlands when hantavirus was discovered in 1978, the same year that Argentina won their first championship over Netherlands, 1978. But yeah, they're dropping these stories that no doubt are all part of the ritual with the World Cup. So you got to follow the stories to figure out the script. And something we've been talking about since December is the NBA Cup. The Knicks are in the finals. The Knicks were in the finals the last time the World Cup was in the United States of America, which was 94. But we caught this back in December. We said, wow, this NBA Cup is about the World Cup because the Knicks beat the Spurs 215 days before the World Cup championship, which will be played in the New York Giants and New York Jets Stadium, which for the record's in the 201 area code in New Jersey. But anyway, notice how from the NBA Cup to the World Cup finale is 215 days. And San Antonio Spurs is 215. Knicks versus Spurs. The last time the Knicks were in the finals was 27 years ago versus the Spurs. The year the World Cup was last in America, 94, the Knicks played Houston that year, another Texas team. But 215 is interesting, and they call the Knicks the Nova Knicks because they have so many players from Villanova, which is outside of Philadelphia, the 215 area code. And don't forget, we're in the time of this Pope who went to Villanova. And look at the establishment date for FIFA, right? The 21st day of the 5th month, 215. 215. So, again, Nova Knicks, Nova connected to Philly. Not to mention the team in Philly now, the 76ers, started out in Syracuse, New York. But anyway, you got all this ritualism going on. And then what's crazy is this story's paralleling back to 2018. That was the year that Villanova won the championship in San Antonio. Shout out to Hot Hand Dave, who left that comment in the video I did earlier today. So, you know, what's going to be disappointing for me if San Antonio outdoes the Thunder is it's not the end of the world. We hedged with the Spurs a long time ago, but I thought the Thunder were the team preseason, and they still could be the team. There's still a narrative for the Thunder, but remember, the star of the Spurs, Wembanyama, is from France, right? And all of this stuff is pointing to France and a reminder of what happened in 2018. But again, like I'm always educating about, scripted sports, scripted news, rituals on the world stage, almost all of this stuff going over people's heads, but it's also very repetitive. It's just so repetitive. It's like, are you kidding me? Asians trapped in a cave again right before the World Cup? Are you kidding me? And again, people who are slow don't catch on. Us over here, I mean, and imagine how slow you got to be to look at this presentation and everything I just showed you and be like, oh, I think it's all a coincidence. I mean, that's just what a stupid person does. 23rd World Cup. The story begins 23 days before it begins. I mean, give me a break. So, yeah, follow where this goes. We'll see if it does come to an end by the 31st or if it trails into the start of the World Cup. We'll watch where they go with it, but the clues should be abound. And yeah, I just want to make sure everybody, because I know that you guys watching are probably the ones who do watch my videos, but I just see every video just has such horrible views. I assume almost no one saw any of them. Anyway, this Pam Bondi cancer thing too. In case you missed it, I had to do a little update to it, and I actually included it in last night's video, but nobody watched that video either. So anyway, I want to scroll down to this part because the point that matters is Pam Bondi is working for Larry Ellison, Mr. January 21st, 2025, the main speaker talking about the Stargate project, which is going to potentially cure cancer. So I'm going, okay, Pam Bondi now works under Larry Ellison, and now all of a sudden she has cancer. I have a feeling we're going to see a future story where the Stargate project has cured Pam Bondi. And will any of it even be true, or will it be made up to sell mRNA cancer vaccines? You know what I mean? But look at this. from Larry Ellison's birthday to her coming out with cancer on May 27th, 283 days, which is the 61st prime. And we, again, go back and watch my video from January 21st, 2025, and we covered this. All of the same patterns and numbers. Stargate Project has the 61 connection, just like Pamela Bondi, just like Larry Ellison, right? And so does Washington, D.C. And again, a special number here. You can see that Stargate Project also has the 92, like Pamela Bondi. And if you throw a "the" in front of it, the Stargate Project equals 275. Sam Altman is part of it. When it was announced, it was 275 days from Sam Altman's birthday. Keep in mind, federal government also equals 275, since they're the ones that put billions into this, or I should say we did. Our tax money was put into it. And again, the date that she comes out with cancer is the 27th day of the 5th month. And from the day they announced this to the day she came out was 491 days, which is the 94th prime. And again, you go back and watch the video from January 21st. We pointed out that the movie Stargate came out on Bill Gates' birthday in 94. And Bill Gates became a celebrity in 1994. And he told us the future in 1994 in his Playboy interview. Well, look at this. The Stargate Project, when you run it forwards, is 211. Pam Bondi comes out with her cancer thing 211 days after Bill Gates' birthday, when Bill Gates in recent months has been talking about how optimistic he is about these mRNA vaccines solving all kinds of disease and illness, including cancer. And if you missed Bill Gates' recent remarks, he also said that he wants to see AI begin to be used to censor everything online as soon as it hits the web if it goes against vaccines. That literally came out of his mouth. He said, because imagine that somebody gets a video out there and it goes viral and it gets taken down 3 days later. He says it's no good. It already did the damage. He said 1 billion people could have got the misinformation and got them on the wrong side of the vaccine argument. And again, this is Bill Gates, who in 2010 said we have to reduce the population at his TED Talk, Innovating to Zero. Everybody can look it up. We got to reduce the population to solve the greenhouse gas emissions problem. And he has a list of ways to reduce the population. And the first one on the list is if we do a good job with VACCINES. Exactly what he says. His number one way to reduce the population. Not to mention his father was into eugenics. But yeah. So again, we will be asking, do you guys want to get the mRNA cancer vaccine? Should you need it in the future? I mean, the average American does die from cancer at this point. So it's highly probable this is going to be a decision you're going to have to make at some point in your life. And, you know, to always have an open mind, maybe the mRNA cancer vaccine has more pros than cons. Time will tell. But again, the way they're doing all this, it just makes you go, I know what this guy said he wants to do with the VACC. I mean, because again, like I said, you guys, maybe it will take care of your cancer problem, but then you got 10 new problems in no time flat. You know what I mean? And yeah, again, 211 is the 47th prime. Bill Gates operates out of the 47th parallel up in the Seattle area. And Pamela Bondi also has that 47. And of course, we're talking about the Trump administration, the 47 administration. 47, just ongoing ritual with presidents, especially Trump, who has the 47 connection, who now is number 47. So, yeah. Anyway, those were the main things that I wanted to talk about. We got Satori in the back. And welcome to the channel again, Satori. Let me drop the link again. We hardly have anybody that participates with these streams these days. Does anybody else want to come in here and ask something that's a new person? But what's up, Satori? Satori, are you there?
Oh, is that what you talking to?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. What's up?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I hear you. What's up?
On how you deliver. Much it's not really bad. I wanted to ask you this earlier.
Your connection's really bad, though, Satori. I hear you, but you sound like a robot breaking it up.
How about, is that right now? I'm service is asked this way. I'll just come back another time. Or I'll ask you tomorrow on the stream.
Well, it seems like the only way we can get people to call into the show these days is if we talk about religion. Seems like it's the only thing that people want to talk about, and I guess that kind of makes sense since that's what's almost everybody's indoctrinated with at a young age. But Yeah, it's hard to have much of a conversation these days with the community because we hardly have any participants. Let's see here. Former Canadian dead 168 days before Arturo Sosa's birthday. You know, a lot of people asked me to look into the death of this Lemieux, and I have not done that yet. And there was also a death of a former NFL quarterback who has the same initials as Fernando Mendoza, who's also Hispanic. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me go check on my daughter. Hold on. Oh, boy. Looks like she's up. What's with these short naps? What's with these short naps? My sweetheart. My sweetheart. My sweetheart. My sweetheart. This house. You woke up around this house. You woke up around this house. All right. Well, she took a really short nap again. Wasn't that yesterday? She took a really short nap too. What's up, MC Wave?
What's up, Zach? I just had a quick question. Did you cover the death of Claude Lemieux?
I was just saying that I need to look into the Lemieux death, the hockey death, right as we approach the Stanley Cup. Dead at 60. I did see it.
Yeah. That was it. That's my question.
Yeah, I still need to look into it, so I will.
Okay, for sure. All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, man.
Yep.
How many Americans today do you think will ever realize this top headline goes with the fact that it's JFK's birthday anniversary? And how many know that today's the 149th day of the year, the 35th prime, going with him being number 35, beating Richard Nixon in the election 305 days after Nixon's birthday, and then dying at the on-ramp to I-35 in Dallas at Dealey Plaza? What's up, N201?
Yeah, what's going on, Zach? I just actually have a question. I was thinking, I don't know, not that long ago, but how the kill date's gonna work in, like, say, like the year 20. Let's go to the year 2050, for example. Maybe this is a dumb question, but I couldn't seem to like figure it out. But like, how do you think how are they gonna do the kill date in like 2050?
Well, there'll still be days that have like 44 numerology, 2864, but maybe it won't be as much of a trend because, yeah, you won't be able to have the same date numerology pass that you have right now in this period where they're doing all this.
Exactly. Like, what I was thinking is, like, when we get to like the 2040s and 2050s, like the date numerology is going to be different. You're going to have bigger numbers and stuff. So they're like eventually we'll get to like in the, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm going to say. But yeah, that's because right now it's like you have a lesser date numerology of 44 and then 64 and then the 28 and 17. Like, it happens once a month now. But like, I know they'll figure out, like, they're gonna still do the kill date, but it's just gonna be, I was just thinking, like, when we get down the road, like I said, like in the 2040s and 2050s and 60s, it's like there's gonna be like different things like going on. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had.
All right, appreciate it.
Peace.
What's up, Gematria 32?
Wasn't it 115 date numerology the day JFK got assassinated?
Yeah.
Assassin equals 115.
Just like the Trump hoax on the 115th day of the year at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, just like the hoax July 13th. Speaking of that, 137, 115 days for the election on 115, et cetera, et cetera. MLK born on 115, assassinated, et cetera, et cetera.
Ronald Reagan supposedly would have been 115 years old.
Correct.
Crazy, right? So now this goes to show the last caller about the date numerology. But anyway, I'm not gonna say too much about it, but I'm gonna say one thing. You're familiar with Tim Duncan?
Of course.
Okay. Well, his birthday is April 25th.
Okay.
And
The day of the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting.
Really?
Yeah, it was April 115th day of the year.
Wow. Okay. I think, isn't it to the third to what to next game is 329 days to his next birthday from Saturday's game, I think.
Okay.
I think anyway, that was interesting, I thought anyway, but you got your hands full. I'll let you get to it.
All right. Well, we don't have any more callers if you were still in the
No.
middle of your thought.
Oh, you don't? Damn.
No.
That's good. I mean, I mean, this is crazy. What are you gonna do? I don't know, Zach.
Maybe I should just start doing everything on Patreon. When we do Patreon, we got endless callers. I can never get off the show. When I do a public stream, nobody calls in.
I don't know, Zach. I mean, people don't care. Nobody really cares about things that really they should care about, things that matter. People would say that's subjective, but I don't. People are wild. I mean, it goes back to when you're young, the teaching. You're not really taught or instill or come across a good teacher in your life. I mean, I guess you miss out. You don't get that right to you don't get that right to passage. I guess.
Indeed.
But so Ruby's gonna go to private school, right? She's gonna,
Well, like I said, I mean, it seems like this work is dead. There's no viewership. There's no participation. So
Yeah,
more and more I'm thinking about taking another fork in the road here. I might just go back into, I might just I'll figure out a way to create all my own teaching methods since they're not going to put me in the school district anymore. So
private school and Catholic school and all that just is you're paying to be in the club. So I mean, it's opens doors. So
yeah, I'm hoping in a few years from now I'll have my own school set up. She'll be going there.
I don't know where this is going. I don't know. It's people can't even multiply. Simple multiplication, simple addition. It's sad. It's real sad. But people care about this game. People care about the sports and these rigged scripted sports more than they do about paying 20% on their credit card. It's amazing, Yo, I don't get it. It's illogical, but
the Romans figured it out a long time ago.
Yeah, I'll be $5 gas. Nobody
if it's
cares.
only $5 where you are, feel blessed. It's about $6 out here.
Yeah, $5. Yeah, ranging from $4.50, $5. Nobody cares, Zach. I mean, I care, but how many of us are there?
Yeah. Well, we got a few more people on the back.
Zach, it's amazing. All these people, 50,000 people, they could put in the stadium. Zach, it's amazing. Oh my God,
they're all coming out for the rigged game.
Amazing. All right, Zach, peace.
All right, man. Thanks for the video at the beginning. All right, we got Brandon. Then we got Charleston. Then we got Mark. Then we got Ocho. What's up, Brandon? Oh, hold on, Brandon. For some reason, you're muted. For some reason, it's muted. Shoot. There's no sound for some reason. I think his phone's doing what my phone does in the car sometimes. Yeah, shoot. Brandon, can you put up a finger if you can hear me? Yeah, he does hear me. For some reason, we can't hear you. Brandon, call back in. I'll let you cut the line when you call back. Try to reconnect. I'll go to the next person while he calls back in, but I'll let him cut when he comes back. What's up, Charleston?
Shit. Hold up, Zach. I can't even hear you, bro.
I can hear you. You're good.
I know you can hear me. I can see my thing moving. I can't hear you though. Let me exit the room and I'll come back in.
Okay. Yeah, audio problem now. All right. Well, Brandon's not back, so we'll go out to Mark. What's up, Mark? Hello? Let's try out Ocho. Ocho, you're muted. You got to unmute yourself.
Yo, Zach.
Is this Ocho from the Ocho?
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
How you been?
Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm okay. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, always good to hear from you too.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's almost been 3 years.
Since I called in?
No, I just mean since we were out pounding pavement.
Yeah. I know. I be watching. I'm still in the community. Like I heard Gematria32 saying like people don't care and stuff like that. Like people do care. It's just I feel like a lot more people like faded from the internet. Like, ever since then I kind of faded from the internet. You got really thick skin to be still on here after, all what the internet actually is. People are very weird on here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I never seen nobody get attacked as much as you do, especially with the dude Sports Gematria out here making his page. So
he's over 10 years trolling straight. It's got to be a job.
yeah, every day. So I don't understand it. So it's like when people do that stuff to me and just like Discord, and people like I always say, Discord means conflict. Like the true meaning of the word Discord is conflict. Like and that like it's the reason why they name these things. There's power in words. It's power in spells. Like that's why it's called spelling. You feel me? Remember, I don't know if you ever looked it up, but I know you probably familiar with it. But you seen that experiment they did with like 2 jars of rice, and like if he speak bad to the rice every day, it started to grow mold. But if he spoke good to the other jar of rice, it stayed fresh, it stayed good, like for a longer period of time, just from him speaking good things to the rice every day and speaking bad things to the other jar of rice every day. You should look it up, bro. It's like
I'm
really
aware of it. He did it with water too, and it changes the molecular structure, and it has an impact on the plants that get watered with the positive water and the negative water
exactly.
vibrations.
Exactly. So it's a reason why, like, just like how we say everything is connected, like, it is all connected. And it's a reason why they want us to be in conflict. It's a reason why they made an app called Discord where people get on there and be weird, troll you, and argue with you. They don't even show you their real face. You don't even know who you're talking to, if it's a real person or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was about to work for the betting apps and do the live dealer on like live dealer passing out blackjack and all that stuff, and they make you go through a training program for like 2 weeks. They call it like an academy or whatever. And during that, John, like I was noticing stuff when I was like practicing learning how to deal. They don't allow you to deal how you want to. You have to deal how they want you to. They're literally teaching you how to set the deck. For everybody who went to like placement or whatever and played spades, like you might have ran into a guy who knows how to set the deck through shuffling, and they can set the deck right in front of you. You wouldn't even know. So like when I was asking them like, oh, well, why can't I shuffle like this? Or why can I do this? They was like, no, you have to do it like this. Even if the way they're telling me to shuffle was harder than what I learned, they still wanted me to do it their exact way. And that's just one point, but I noticed that they had like a screen, the screen that they use, like the computer screen you sitting in front of, that's simulating a game, like simulating blackjack, like for you to practice how you would actually, deal blackjack, right? And in that, while you're doing that, they have a chat that's talking to you the whole time, but it's completely bots. It's completely bots. They're not real people at all. You know what I'm saying? They're completely bots, and they talk very like they talk real. They said it was saying sexual things to me. It was saying all types of stuff to me, and I'm pretty sure that they can like raise the level of how realistic it is and lower the level of how realistic it is, and how it's talking to you. They're using this technology all over. It's not even real people who is talking to us and trying to bring you to a low vibration. You feel what I'm saying? It's power in our words. It's power in what we're saying. So we have to always watch what we are saying ourselves. It's a trap that they're getting into us to trick our own selves into destroying ourselves. So it's like when I get into an argument with anybody online or anything like that, and I start to speak badly to them, it's also putting a spell out there. I'm putting bad energy out there by arguing with an idiot.
Let me just pause you real quick and comment on what you're saying.
hmm
When she went to travel, I'm sorry. Just
Oh,
keep going,
mamas.
Ocho.
Oh, mamas. I really wanted to hear what you had to say. Yeah, it's really good seeing you with a daughter too, bro. I love to see it. Like, I have a daughter too. My daughter was just here last weekend. And it's a crazy experience, like raising a daughter, just raising a kid in general. But it's so cool to see you doing it too. Like I love seeing your daughter come through. Your wife really stay away from the internet and all that, but your daughter always just run through the scene, always come to see what you're doing. I really love seeing it. It's like a really good thing. You know what I mean? Big ups,
Yeah, she's a good one.
most
I
definitely.
was gonna say about the magic of words, though. She got introduced to Mickey Mouse when we were in Oregon this weekend.
hmm
Disney knows magic. That thing that Mickey Mouse says, Mika, Mushka, Mickey Mouse, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Man, there's something behind that.
Exactly. You know what else I think it is? And people might think I sound crazy, but I think it's even crazier to think like Harry Potter. And I really feel like it was like something to what they were even saying, like when they cast their spells in the movie. My girlfriend was doing tarot, like she's big in tarot or whatever. And every once in a while I'll pick it up and see something. I go by the number 8. I'm big on that number 8. So I might post it one day, but because I took a picture of it, but I tried to give myself a reading, and all I said was Revelio. Now Revelio I equated to reveal, because when they say Revelio, that's when their wand lights up and it shows light. So I when I pick my cards, I don't pluck them. I shuffle until I drop cards, and whatever cards I dropped, I go by that, and I read those cards, and the cards that just came up was so crazy. Like I just felt like it was just meant to be. Even like the 8 of Wands came up, the 8 of Swords, the Magician card, which is a part of my birth card. It was so crazy that it came. I'm just like, damn, is Revelio like and like the reading that it gave for those cards, it really matched what I was feeling, what I have been feeling when I looked into those cards. And I'm like, damn, like is Revelio really is it really a spell word? Like, did they really say something that is really a thing in front of us without us even knowing? Casting an actual spell. Just I just it's power in words. It's power in what we're saying, dog. The word English means spin. The word English means spin. Like, if you really think about that, that's kind of crazy because we always being spent. We always being spun. They always spinning us. They telling you spinning on a rock. so fast that you can't even feel it. You know what I mean? And like, I'm not a flat earther or a glober, but I just don't believe they know at all what we are on. I feel like the world doesn't have a beginning nor an end. And I just found out it's a place called Ashua that they're saying is the beginning. And that's where they started this hantavirus crack, where they said that they brought them from from Ushua, which is supposed to be the end of the world. They call that place the end of the world, and they went to the Canary Islands, and that was something from another movie that they show of like a apocalyptic movie. So I don't feel like they know the full. They haven't been on the full earth. They haven't seen the full earth from the floor aspect, from the ground level. They can't see the whole thing. So how could you really tell me what the shape is? So I don't even care about that, because knowing the shape of what we're on doesn't stop what is happening to us. We could literally be on God and we wouldn't even know. We could be living on God. You wouldn't know, and it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter because it's not stopping what's happening to us of being under mind control, brainwash, uh, division, and just and like the same ideologies of our own oppressor. You know, everybody wants to capitalize against each other. Nobody really cares about helping each other out. And I appreciate every time you help me out. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I ask you to help me out, you have. You never really question me or none of that. You actually help me out. And I appreciate that. And anybody else in this community who has helped me out. But that's what I mean. Like, it's too many people out here like sports gematria. He's worried about the wrong shit. He out here worried about what Zach is doing. This is a regular man who dedicated his life to exposing the evils that we are under. So why is he trying to expose him? He could be dedicating all that time to exposing them people with him. He would be doing a great job with all of this time he has to dedicate to exposing this man's life. What the fuck? I don't be getting it. It's like people think you supposed to be broke and a bum or something, and like doing all of this for free and just like dedicating all your days to this. How are you supposed to pay your bills? How are you supposed to supply anything for your family? How are you supposed to build your own life? At the end of the day, people are not calling in or showing up because life is still going on. Their regular matrix life is still going on, still pounding their ass, even though they want to make it seem like everybody is living La Vida Loca. They're not. This shit is getting harder and harder and harder on all of us. And we're all afraid for our children's futures. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting very hard out here. And, we can work harder. People can make different decisions. And I agree. Stop buying bullshit. You would have money to pay for other things if you stop buying BS. You know what I mean? If you stop trying to go out and party with everybody, if you stop trying to drink liquor, poisonous things, if you start really looking at our environment and being like, damn, we in a really messed up position, you can get to a better position. We always make a lot of excuses. That's because we are Americans. We are a product of our environment. We have been so entertained, so comfortable. We don't know anything else but comfortability, consumerism. We don't know nothing. Like, that's just our fault. So we have to look at ourselves. If we want to change anything in the world, we have to change ourselves, bro. Point blank, period. And people need to stop worrying about the next person and worry about themselves. I'm all for exposing the government because that's what we're supposed to do. These are the people who are ruling over us, controlling our lives. But when it comes to another man in this community or woman in this community, I'm not exposing them. I don't care about what they're doing or none of that stuff, because it's like that's not my real enemy. My real enemy is the people who have me oppressed. These people don't have me oppressed. Zach does not have me fucking oppressed. He really liberated me. So I don't really feel like that. I just feel like people need to worry about themselves. When you worry about yourself, you you can change yourself, and you will change the world by being your own, by changing yourself. The rest of the other people will change too. You know what I mean? It's just how it will go. I seen an article last year. It was saying that Philly's murder rate went down so crazy. Yeah, why you think that? People started to change. They locked up a lot of bad apples, but people start changing. Like, You got to change yourself. I don't come around and act the same way as I used to. You know, people like to bring up the videos of me snapping out when uh, we was going through the COVID stuff, but I was just defending my own like freedoms or whatever. And I realized that that was bad too for the way I was conducting myself. It brought a lot of bad energy to me for conducting myself that way. And for me, and you have to watch what you're doing because these people kill you or kill people that we're seeing every day according to their own vices, like stuff that we're known for them to be doing, or we equate to them. Like for instance, they killed DMX and said he had an overdose because people thought that, well, people known him to be a drug addict throughout his career, but now when we were seeing him, because they started blasting him in our face right before they killed him off, he was not on drugs, he was fine. So why would they come out and be like, oh yeah, he just overdosed? You know what I mean? So like, they kill these people according to what you do. You have to be careful of how you conduct yourself. You gotta be careful on what you are. You gotta be careful out here. You really gotta, because we are in a crazy ball game. And every day I wake up, I think more and more deeply about where we are. It's like, damn, where are we? How did we even get here? Nobody can truly explain to me how we can even get here. How we did even get here. You know what I'm saying? It is magical how we are here right now. It is magical. And for the guy to be able to, or any of us to be able to talk to a plant that we're growing, and that makes the plant grow, and you being able to talk to it a certain way, it depends on how it's gonna live, if it's gonna grow or if it's gonna die. You can literally kill a plant. You can literally kill something from talking to it bad, bro. Literally. So we gotta
Ocho,
watch what we doing.
you should get back on the internet because every time you come on, you got great things to say. Don't worry about the haters.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, man. I really faded from the internet because I just don't really know how to approach it. I got real social anxiety and stuff like that. I'm not like a big I hate certain things. And when people say certain things that they know is wrong, it really pisses me off.
Turn your
It
comments off.
yeah, you're right.
Turn the comments off.
You're right.
I wouldn't blame you. I think about turning my comments off all the time.
Yeah. I don't think you should give up doing what you're doing. I mean, if you want to do other things to build your own life up, then do that on your own time. But please don't ever stop doing this until you exit this realm. You know what I mean? This
I
was
won't
your
stop doing this,
calling.
but here's something I'm thinking about. There's a lot of poor, struggling people in this community who like can't even afford diapers. My wife
Yeah.
says almost everybody comes into the pharmacy for diaper rash.
Yeah.
I want to figure out how to create some diaper emporium so people can afford diapers. I want to create an indoor outdoor play center where parents can get educated about, the right things to do with their children. Because the internet sucks, right? I'd rather like
Yeah.
build up a network of people in this community than try to work on the internet. It's impossible on the internet. Oh, well,
Yeah,
I
man.
shouldn't
It's
say
the internet,
impossible, but
bro.
it's like, we had a good time together out in New York and Connecticut when we went to Yale, but
Yeah.
I think there were people around us that weren't there for the same reasons we were.
No, some people are gonna be around for the aesthetic, and that's like the dangers about what we're doing. Like people get mad about because there's some people who mad. Like I was on Simple Truth stream the other day, and the guy got on mad because he doesn't decode PGA. It's like, come on, bro. Like y'all worried about the wrong thing. So people are it's gonna attract that type of stuff because of where we're at, what happened to us. We're under a severe brainwash. People don't think critically about what's going on with us right now. You know that people not really thinking critically. They're still like they want to stop this, but they want things to still be how they are. You know, they still want us to live the lives that we're living. They still want Walmart to be in business. They still want Amazon to be in business. Still want to watch Netflix. You know, you just don't want the people who are giving you these things to be raping children and controlling your life and changing laws and doing all, we don't want those things. But these people still want that same type of the society that they're living in. So they're too comfortable to really get up and say, no, I don't want this. You know what I mean? They haven't taken away weed from us. They haven't taken away alcohol. They took away alcohol or tried to take away alcohol or tea before. And what happened? People up. It was an uproar. So you made people uncomfortable, and then that's what made people get mad and be like, "No, we're not going for this." But everybody's too comfortable, too entertained, too entertained.
Yeah, that is it. Ocho, I'd let you go on all day, but I better let a few more people in the back get on here
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You can stay up on the panel though if you want to chime in on what other people want to say.
For sure.
Okay, let me bring Brandon on since he was trying to connect earlier. Let's see if he's got his thing working. Brandon, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect, man. Hey, appreciate you having me on. I done came on a couple times before. So for one, before I get into what I was gonna say, like that Mickey Mouse stuff is crazy because I literally, with my youngest daughter, she'll watch little goofy shows like that sometimes, and I keep hearing this Mishka Mushka. I'm like, what the hell is all of this? Like, what is this weird ass language they trying to have our kids speak in? Like, do we even know what that means? Like, don't be repeating that part of the song. Like, you can say the MICKEY shit, but that Mishka Mushka, all that, no, I don't.
There's something to it because she's saying it right away and she's hooked. She just wants to hear it all the time. So I'm like, what is behind that? That's some kind of sorcery.
It is.
She's never demanded the TV to be on before, but now that she saw that, now she's always pointing the TV and saying that she wants it on.
And kids are impressionable, especially the younger kids, because it's pure energy. It's pure good energy. And that's who they want to take advantage of. That's why they do it like that. They put it in the kids' shows and find ways to lure kids in subconsciously to where the parents don't even know. In fact, the parents are encouraging it because, we want sometimes kids get on our nerves. We want them to go in the room and watch TV for a little bit. Shit. You know what I mean? And then we got to really monitor what they're watching because they could be watching something that while I think they're just relaxing, it's indoctrinating them already. You know what I mean? But I did want to say about that. As well, I think people are discouraged, Zach. Honestly, I think the majority of people in the world I'll say fuck the world. Truther community. A lot of people in the truther community I don't think they're willing to admit it, but they probably don't feel like we can do anything. And when people start feeling hopeless, like they can't really do anything about it, it just becomes, all right, this is good to know I do better, but like besides me and mine, what can I do? Because we go out and we try to talk this conversation with our family. I mean, you're more versed in this than anybody, and I know for a fact you go to your family and people that you care about and you tell them what's going on, and I'm sure everybody doesn't accept it. And even people that might have accepted it probably gave you a little hard time before they actually really started paying attention to what you were saying and really gave you like, okay, tell me some more, like make this make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, and you're an educator and you know how to present it. And I'm sure you get frustrated. That's not the average person. They probably get frustrated. They probably don't know how to really explain it in a way to where it resonates with somebody right away. And then it just looks like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. You know what I mean? But what I did want to say, I missed the live yesterday. Or the post you made yesterday when it was on. But I remember the first part of it, you said a couple things. And the first thing you said that abortion wasn't mentioned in the Bible. And I commented on your video because I feel like that's actually a great place to start from. Like abortion is mentioned in the Bible. It's just not called abortion. It was child sacrifice. And what they would do is they would sacrifice children to this deity named Molech. And Molech would be who would give them the riches and the success and the power that they crave by sacrificing this young, pure energy, right? And this is what the older nations used to do. This is what essentially America is doing. The same exact thing. It's child sacrifice for power, for success, for money. It's just wrapped differently because we're not in the Stone Age. You know what I mean? They don't have to, put babies on burning platforms now. All they got to do is just give you a pill or tell you to come sit in this seat, and then they'll just plug the vacuum up and suck the baby right out of you. You know what I mean? It's the same exact thing. It's a reason why there's a certain amount of babies that are killed every year. Just like there's a certain amount of babies that go missing every year. It's a reason for that. It's not just like the ease of access to it. Now, again, people can debate all day if about a woman's rights. I'm not really here to debate a woman's body and what she should or shouldn't do with it. But if we know the reason why they make it easily accessible to us is because they're sacrificing our children or pleasing some deity, it might change the mindset of people. But again, that to me, that's how the word and gematria kind of coincides. You know what I mean? What are we talking about now in America? What's the biggest thing in America right now that people are wondering why they're not talking about more? The Epstein files. Who's associated with the Epstein files? Those associated with leadership, government. You know what I mean? And what is it about? Taking innocent kids and doing whatever with them. Like, again, the whole Molech, what was that goofy guy's name? The Alex Jones? That whole
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, the whole Bohemian Grove, and that statue that they say was in the background is Molech.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's a connection to this. There's a reason why they're doing this, and this is why, you know, America is kind of booming in the way that it is. It's not really booming for the common folk, but it's booming for the folks that's doing what they're doing, right? It's a heaven to them. You know, there's people in America right now struggling on Skid Row, whole families out homeless, you know, looking for a place to stay. But the people that's practicing this crap, they're doing well. You know what I mean? And I feel like when we make these connections, it does start making things make more sense. It does, you know, kind of add another spiritual aspect to it. And I know people don't like the spooky context, but we have to admit that there's no way in the world, like people say, there's no way in the world we're alone in this universe. There's no way in the world that we're on this earth and we're only dealing with other humans. There's other entities that we're having to deal with. There's other energies or whatever you want to call it that we're dealing with. And once we start learning about those energies and seeing what people are doing to get what they're getting, it does make things make more sense to me. You know what I mean? And
I
regardless
just gotta
of
say, your point about abortion and Molech, I hear it, but there's a debate that it's not exactly the same thing. But again, if for people not familiar with my my information on Roe versus Wade, it was decided January 22nd, 122, 122 days after Jane Roe's birthday. Abortion equals 122, like satanic. And then when the other year they overturned it, the memo leak that they were going to overturn it was on the 122nd day of the year. This stuff's not an accident. It is all high ritual. And again, like I've always said, I don't think anybody would get an abortion if they knew there was going to be a support network to make sure their child could be raised right. That's why I'm just saying how the political thing, how they use it as a carrot on a stick. But I hear what you're saying. I mean, there's an element of truth, but I'd still say it's not exactly the same thing as sacrificing children to Moloch. I mean, most women who are getting an abortion aren't thinking anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I agree. I'm not saying that. Again, I think it looks different. And what happens is, one thing about witchcraft, one thing that people who are doing these things to you, like, they try to find ways for you to do things that put you in this loop or this trap or with this connection with this entity. And you don't necessarily have to think that you're doing that. You know what I mean? Like, they give you a ways to do something and you think it's, oh, I can do this because of that. But really, it's a trap. Really, it's a way to kind of rope you in. So yeah, they're not going to say this is why you're doing it. In fact, really what we can do, we can make you do it. Forget us, you know, just stealing babies and doing this. We can give you an option for you to do it. This can be part of the sacrifice, as well as us doing the little crazy things that we do with the Epstein files. And maybe we do even go deep and actually do the same actual ritual practice nowadays in just some hidden spot. You know what I mean? Like, there's probably levels to this. You know what I mean? As far as degrees of people that, you know, who are really satanic and really believe this. But the fact that you said that, you know, that what'd you say, 125 is satanic, right? Again, that still goes along with the line of sacrificing children, taking away the youth. You know what I mean? Killing the seed of the Most High. Because again, essentially the story is the devil just pissed off and he want to get back at God and kill his creation or pervert his creation. And if you look at the things that we're allowed to do, the smoking, the drinking, the abortions, the same, and those are things that are traps for us. Now, amongst people, we argue, well, shit, I mean, let them do what they want to do. If they want to have sex with somebody the same, they ain't got nothing to do with me. And that's true too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really give a damn what you do. I don't understand it, but I'm not about to hate you. I'm not about to disrespect you. I'm not about to let anybody else disrespect you because of that. That's you. You know what I'm saying? But I can't also deny the fact that I don't think that what you're doing is really healthy. I don't think that they're doing this. I don't think they're giving you this right because they really care about the LGBT. They didn't give you the right to marry because they really care about your love. It's just more ways to get marriage contracts and the government involved in separations because they still have a high rate of separation. It's just money. You know what I mean? A lot of things that our government does for us is not because they're caring or they're trying to help us out. Is the majority of it is a damn trap. Even the stuff that we debate about and we argue amongst each other, those things are still traps, and they still have the element of, you know, personal. It's still personal though, so we can't avoid that. It's a tough situation. It's like, how can I say to somebody, look, man, I think when you do an abortion, you're sacrificing your child to the devil. But again, your body, your choice. They'll be like, what? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I don't really have a stance on your personal life. I'm just speaking about what it is. You know what I mean? People do what they do.
Again, the people who are behind it know that there is an evil satanic element, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, abortion equals 122, like satanic. They founded the Church of Satan on the 122nd meridian in San Francisco, which equals 122. Roe versus Wade was decided 122, 122 days after Jane Roe's birthday. And keep in mind those base ciphers, satanic also equals 22 alone. They decided on the 22nd day of the year. And Jane Roe's birthday, if you look it up, is September 22nd.
Right.
So, but like I said, I mean, I understand that a lot of women get abortions, not because they think they're doing something evil, just because they're concerned about, you know, they know they can't raise. I mean, if you're not in a position to raise a child, it's tough. But at the same time, people are resilient, and there's a lot of people that come out of a bad situation and persevere and make something great of their life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah, but they definitely created a situation, like a society of people who, like, we not, like I said earlier, not thinking critically enough, and that's what leads to all of these abortions. People are not really valuing themselves as much as they should, and like we live in a society where everybody is excited to go sleep around, and that's like a thing to do. People aren't thinking deep enough into the problem of how they're even having abortions in the first place.
they're
People,
pessimistic about life too.
yeah,
Yeah.
people are like thinking that they could just go take a pill and then it's okay, and then they'll get back out there. Some girls in my community in the hood, like they talk very crazy about this, and it's all from the music. The music tells you to abort babies and whatnot. When
Yeah.
they gave you Sexy Red and Megan Thee Stallion and stuff like that, these girls was in their music telling you F their baby father and pop pills and have an abortion. I had girls say to me, put me back in the game, coach. And that was a joke of going to the doctor and getting an abortion. So like the
Yeah.
problem runs deeper than somebody like the government worried about what you're doing. The problem is in ourselves. I keep saying that we got to change ourselves. We have to change ourselves. It's a problem
What
within
you just said, music.
ourselves.
Music's probably the most powerful thing culturally, and you see how it does shape society. And what modern day music definitely hasn't shaped society for the better.
Right.
All right.
They
It
got
is not.
specific things they want you to specific mantras they want you to say over and over again. They want you to talk about these things that, like, it's not just lyrics. You're speaking this stuff into your life. You know what I
But
mean?
that's
Words
why
still have
music
power.
changed the way it is, bro. You know that. That's why they stopped having like exactly like how old school hip hop was. It was more storytelling and
More of a
positive
message,
raps. It was a
actual
few bad
instruments,
apples, but yeah.
actual records where, like, it was actually healing for you to put a record down and lay down the wax, and it spent, like, that was actually something that we needed. You know what I
It's
mean? That was
systematic
yeah,
oppression, bro.
right. And it's like,
Systematic oppression.
again, same thing. Like I said, I grew up, same thing. I'm in the hood, I'm in the sub, don't matter. Like, a lot of these women, I know they say, health and rape, but I know a lot of women that have abortions because they didn't want to have a baby with that dude. They had something planned for the summer. I
Yeah.
have met a woman that had to, that had an abortion because, it was like a slim chance that she would make it. I mean, I can never tell nobody to make that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, the majority of abortions that I know in my personal life are from people that are being irresponsible and really could give a damn less. They could
Exactly.
care less.
Exactly.
They could care less. I'm gonna fucking, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and if I get pregnant,
Exactly.
I'm gonna abort this mission.
Yeah.
Like, literally making jokes about it, like it's nothing, and they can do that because of the ease of access. If there wasn't an ease of access for that, people would have to make better decisions. That's just what it is. If you don't have a machine to go and suck the baby out, you're not gonna just smash any old Tom, Dick, and Harry and let them get you pregnant.
But that's also not true. They will, because they weren't. Girls was having 10, 12 kids. I come from a family, my grandmother had 12 children. So they're gonna have all those kids. The thing is, we have a problem within ourselves and our communities that we not thinking deep enough and valuing ourselves enough and choosing the right person. Men and women. Men and women are not valuing themselves enough, really valuing the person that they're speaking to, really trying to get to know them. The first thing you're thinking of when you're seeing somebody is sexual because of how girls are even presenting themselves. You don't think that's a brainwash problem? Go back to how music even started. We had a group out here called uh, Sounds of Blackness, and all of their songs is the titles are positive titles, optimistic and stuff like that, and all the songs are good songs. They're singing positive things of black people, right? Why that's not nothing like that now? They take stuff away like that because it builds up positivity in who they want to be slaves. It's not gonna work, bro. You can't, they're not gonna have it like that. They want our community to be a certain way, to be viewed a certain way. So they did certain things. We had Black Wall Street, and when they did that, they bombed that shit. When that was out here, people wasn't acting the way they're acting now. People wasn't thinking that being a gangster was cool. People wasn't selling drugs. People wasn't doing that. They was trying to be corporate. Then when they bombed it, they destroyed it. With the Black Panthers, when they started, they had Fred Hampton. When they killed that off, they killed that whole movement. That movement is a shell of what it was now. It's disgusting what that movement is now, Like they destroyed it. They created a system of oppression. It's just a systematic oppression, bro. It's deeper than just the argument of can we have abortions or is it right morally or not? Because we can argue all day, every day if it's right morally, and it's always going to be situational. We never gonna really know. It's always gonna be situational because, like you said, a girl had her life on the line. It's either her life or have his baby. That's crazy. Then you got girls who get raped because of people who are sick in the head, coming through demons out here raping people, raping you, getting you pregnant, right? Now you got that to worry about. So there's always reasons on why somebody might make a decision like that. Also, we're in a society where everything is hard as shit. Like you ain't got no money to pay for nothing, the bills is going crazy, gas is high, the utilities got tariffs on them. The utilities are getting tariffed. Like they're doing the most utmost craziest stuff to cause a recession. Where
Yeah.
did bro go?
You'll own nothing and be happy. He dropped out for one reason or another. He might come back. Let me let the next person in because we've got a lot of people in the back, but you can definitely hang on with the commentary, Ocho. You're doing a great job. We got Green Kid, Charleston Moore. You know what? Charleston Moore was here and he dropped out and came back. I'm going to go Charleston Moore, Green Kid, Occult Lecturer, then Julius. Charleston Moore, don't forget to unmute.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. I may have to go at any moment just because I'm at work, but man, real quick, I wanna touch on what Ocho said about how you speak to yourself, with the water and the rice experiment, because man, I think that's super important. Of course, man, I had no I had no customers coming in. As soon as I get in the room, I got customers coming in, man. But Ocho, you can hold it down. I'm gonna put myself on mute real quick. I'll be back.
Just come back when you're
Okay.
done. Just come back, Charleston.
Yeah, that's a big thing. We have to start changing that because, I'm also somebody who grew up with low self-esteem, and I have to change how I speak about myself, how I speak to other people. You really have to change that if we want things. And if everybody thought about that, if everybody really thought about what they need to change in themselves instead of changing the outside world around them, we would really change the world because everyone would be worried about changing themselves. Everybody would be trying to do the better thing, the right thing, instead of worried about who's doing the wrong thing. Now you're not really looking at when you're doing the wrong thing.
That's the
You're
problem,
always
though.
looking at
Everybody's
somebody
way
else.
too self-centered nowadays. It's
Yeah,
all about me, 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 me.
yeah.
That's what the world's about nowadays. They don't like. I'm guilty of this. I don't speak to any of my, well, granted, most of my neighbors are my family, but I don't speak to anybody outside of them, you know, and that's something that really, in the event that something does occur, how are we going to deal with it? You know what I mean? If, especially since we've alienated ourselves from everybody else. Community isn't as strong, I guess, as it used to be. Like, I think back in the 80s, I think there was like some Crips that were in Washington that came from LA, and this army dude was like, he's the one that set up the neighborhood watch or whatever, and they had to go to war with those guys because they were threatening his life. So what if there's a situation that occurs like that? Is it every man for himself, or are we gonna unite, get together, and deal with the threat at hand?
Yeah,
Who
yo, you know,
knows what it
like
is?
what you saying right now, I feel like they trying to program people into being evil. Like, you know, with all of these zombie movies and shows, they always show like people going against each other and
Yeah.
like immediately not trusting each other, snaking each other out, like
Mm-hmm.
instead of working together. I really feel like they're trying to make people be like that instead of working together and, you know, being being community based. I don't really know how people gonna react. I feel like it's gonna be a few people like that, but I feel like that's gonna die out. You know, those people gonna kill each other off, and that they're gonna, you know, karma gonna get them. You know.
I think the topic upset her. Yeah, I don't know. The world is looking kind of grim with how things are with AI, especially. With the weather, how they're weaponizing it, and I guess there's like a El Nino, super El Nino coming. That's going to really. I heard that yesterday as well. Somebody was speaking on that. Yeah, just the future is looking grim with everything. Surveillance. I'm guilty of buying. I bought these Ray-Bans, the Metas, and man, the thing, if you put those on and you ask it a question, like let's say I'm at a function and I tell it, hey, what am I looking at? And then it'll just tell me like literally every last detail, what's on the table, how many people are like, dude, that shit is scary. And now that I guess the Apple AirPods are gonna fucking have cameras in them too. So
I'm
we're
more worried
guilty
about
of
the
making
AI itself. You know how it's destroying all the water, and they building them everywhere. Out here, they trying to build one in KOP, like in King of Prussia, they trying to build one, and that's going to destroy all the fresh water around here too. The water already bad, people not drinking it, but you got to wash up with this. And I'm seeing videos of people turning their faucet on, and the water is coming out brown, looking like beer.
dark.
That's crazy. So like,
I'm going to bring on a cult lecture and Julius just so they can get into, and you guys can all have a conversation, but let a cult lecture go real quick. And then Julius, just so everybody gets in here before they have to go to work or whatever. A cult lecture, you got to unmute. You got to click that mic button. Well, you guys,
we in trouble, bro.
Julius, go ahead since he's not going. Go ahead, Julius.
I mean, I was gonna say, Zach, like, I don't think the Bible needs to say abortions explicitly. It has to be explicitly listed in there for it to be an immoral wrong. I mean, the first commandment says, "Do not murder," and I make the argument that abortion very well is murder. I mean, it's the murder is just defined as the premeditated killing of an innocent life. That's pretty much what abortion is, right?
Well,
it's premeditated.
So what if
a
woman miscarries? Is that still murder?
No, because they're not premeditated.
Yeah, I guess it would be
someone.
suicide, right?
Okay, I guess, yeah, you got me there.
So I mean, like personally,
Hey,
like,
Zach,
I can't stand it, and also
I don't know if you did talk about this earlier in your show.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
You can go ahead first.
Where is it? Oh, the Spurs. Oh, the sister Spurs. Did you cover that already?
Yeah. Spurs nuns equals 82. The first game they showed up, the Thunder scored 82 points. I guess that's what you want to know about. Maybe that was it.
All right, I guess I'll continue my point, right? So just like to get more honest, also systematic, right? Because I mean, I think everybody on this panel can agree that the system conditions are specifically set for Black people to fail in America. I mean, pretty much everyone, but specifically Black folk. And I mean, just look at who gets the most abortions. I mean, Black women make up 13% of the population. We get like 40% of the abortions.
Well, remember the case that overturned Roe versus Wade was Dobbs Jackson.
Yeah.
And they installed the first Black woman, Cynthia. Oh boy, I can't think of her name right now, but it's Jackson's her last name. Ritualism. Yeah, I mean, that's even what they were saying. I mean, it's sick how they do it. Yeah, the system targets darker complected people, just like we always go to war with darker complected nations. I mean, it's all part of the.
Right. And
It's
you were talking about
systematic,
eugenicists,
bro.
but Margaret Sanger was a literal eugenicist. I mean, look at the Negro Project of the 1950s when she went into these churches with these Black pastors to push abortion on the Black community, which is very anti-church, because if you actually follow the Bible, you would not condone abortion whatsoever. It just shows it's about money and funding your ideology.
But the Bible doesn't provide clarity on the subject of abortion. It's not a black and white subject.
I mean, it says thou shalt not murder. That's pretty
But is
specific.
abortion murder?
Yes. Okay, so
if
if
a woman
an
has to
overwhelming
decide if
majority
the
of
baby
biologists
dies or
literally
she dies, is that murder?
Wait, what?
Some women have to decide because if they have the pregnancy, they'll die.
That's a very minute and very minuscule. You
But
should have
that is
set
the
the
reason
standard.
behind
You
but
should have set
that
the standard of
happens.
something based on a very small percentage of what happens.
But still, so what happens to those people when it does happen? You basically saying, well,
Wait, I can't hear
you're
nothing now.
Hey,
you're
Dan,
basically
that's what you believe
negating
in?
what they're saying. Like, I mean, what
Can y'all
who
hear me?
those people are. When that happens to those people, then what do you do? Like, you
Yeah, I
saying that
can't
they
hear
can't even
nothing.
get an abortion
I'm not
if they
sure.
want to keep
Zach,
their
can you hear me?
life?
Give me like a thumbs up.
I can hear Julius. For
I
some
can
reason,
hear
we
him
can't
too.
hear the other people.
Yeah, if you guys are responding, my bad. I just can't hear nothing.
He got
But
to
yeah,
leave
I
and
mean, look
come
at like
back
96%
or
of
refresh.
biologists. So vast majority of biologists believe literally that life begins at conception. And if you want to talk about the Bible, in Jeremiah 1:5, it literally says that God knew us before we were formed in the womb. So why would you kill something that he knew was formed even before we
Yeah,
He
entered the
going
Julius,
off
womb?
the Bible.
I get both sides of the argument. The point I
I
was
can't
making
hear your
yesterday is
response.
Republicans think that they're Christians because they're pro-life, but look at most Republicans. They support war with all these countries, so they're not
I can't
opposed to
read
that.
lips. I cannot hear what you're
Their
saying.
positions are completely hypocritical. They're all about war, but then they think they're holier than thou because they're pro-life. So anyway, that was the point I was making yesterday on that subject. Brandon's back too. Brandon dropped out. A cult lecture. Was there something else you wanted to say?
Oh yeah, I was going to ask the gentleman if he was aware of ancient practices of how women aborted fetuses before, because it's always been a thing that women could cut the power off in their womb, and boom, the baby's born no longer. They could just have a bad idea, like, no, I don't want to have that dude's baby anymore, and that's a well documented thing in the ancient times. So
Yeah,
at
I think
least
there
I
is a
don't.
Bible verse in regards to that too. I just off the top of my head, I can't really think of it, but I have heard something like that.
There is. It's about testing.
Yeah, I mean,
It's in the Old Testament. It's a test. If the baby dies, then that was essentially how God willed it. I have to look up the exact verses. It's like the unfaithful woman. She's
No,
some
I
kind of
definitely.
poison test.
My bad. My call had dropped
No, but
out.
what I was going to say, I don't know, because I couldn't hear everybody's response earlier when I was talking about the Spurs sisters being at the Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals, and just some of the parallels I found with the Spurs sisters with that name in itself. It equals 202 and it's reduced down to 49. So I was trying to find, where is it? Oh, here we go. The Freemasonic puppet is one of the phrases that comes up to it. One of the other important ones was what was it? Control a neural, and I believe that's Spanish for neural control. So I definitely thought that was something different as far as them. And the reason I brought this up is because I saw on the news, like just randomly, I'm in Arizona, and it's like, oh, the Spurs, they had their Spurs sisters out there, and it's like 6 nuns sitting in Spurs uniforms doing witchcraft. If you know, you know. So I kind of thought that was funny to get this game 7 cracking. And I was like, I wonder if anybody's going to catch this one today.
Here, I'll pull up the
I
post.
seen the
did on it.
nuns. Yeah, I seen the nuns. I didn't know what that was about though, but I definitely seen the nuns.
The first time they showed up was, whoops, wrong post, was game 4, and the Thunder could only score 82 points with the Spurs Nuns courtside. So, yeah,
Yeah, I think in the reverse order, no, reverse is 122. Reverse reduction, they're 80. They equal to 86. Spurs sisters, as it was like that's how I heard it on the news.
It's almost like they're
Okay,
coming out
the
with
New
it
York
correctly
Times called them the
because
Spurs Nuns. Anyway, yeah, it's another ritual.
yeah, because they did the same
Yeah.
thing in the NFL. Remember
And
when Patrick
what
Mahomes
else?
lost?
Yeah, comes up
They
under
had
the 202 is mysterious death. So I was trying to look and see. Truth in the numbers was also another 202 number that popped up. So I was trying to see, like, okay, who's gonna die or who has died within the week between the finals. And I remember you were talking about the work. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if it was like, I think it was Boston sports. They're kind of related between the Tom Brady, the Red Sox, and then the Celtics all going, in succession of each other. So I kind of was looking at for one of those things like that. Like, okay, somebody's got to die from Texas, and there's going to be a mass shooting or something. Something's going to pop up. That's all I'm trying to look for. A connection to it, at least. Another
Go
funny
back and look at
connection
that
to it is
Texas flood on
Chopper's
the
hairs.
Texas flood. Maybe that mattered on July 4th last year.
Yeah, 7-4.
Yeah, it killed all the
Yeah.
little girls at the camp.
Definitely did.
Hey, since y'all are talking about the basketball, Zach, did you know that the last time the Knicks was in the finals, Jalen
Wasn't it like
Brunson's
70?
father wore number
No,
yeah, but Jalen Brunson's father, Rick Brunson, wore number 9, and now Jalen Brunson wears number 11. His son.
yeah.
And his
I
birthday.
think it was 79 the last time they won the championship.
Yeah. I thought that was funny, and man, his father's not a good dude. He got acquitted on it, but he was sexually abusing masseuses at Lifetime Fitness out here. But like he got acquitted on it, but that could have just been having money.
Yeah, you know how that works. Drop them charges.
My high school was supposed to face him freshman year, but then we got kicked out of the playoffs because we were taking kids from other districts. But yeah, I thought it was weird with the whole 9/11 thing. And then you just had Israel's birthday, 78th birthday, 9,011 days after 9/11. So.
Okay.
Hey, yo, Zach, I'm back. Cool if I touch on this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, I like how Ocho was talking about the rice in the water experiment, because that's something I've been kind of looking into, man, because I've been following you since 2020, when Chadwick passed away, or when he got sacrificed or whatever. But, I was just really kind of thinking, like, damn, like, obviously there's Gematria is, in my opinion, Gematria is like the foundation of this whole whatever the fuck it is we're in, man. Whether a fucking matrix simulation, whatever it is, and that's why you hear when people, they go on they do these psychedelic experiences. I mean, there's always something with like geometry, numbers, shapes, shit like that, man. So I've been really just.
It's true. If you do magic mushrooms and you look at the sky, it looks like there's a geometric dome over us.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, exactly. It looked like there was a fucking like a dome. I'm not gonna lie, like it looked like there was some sort of like a force field, like and yeah, I just been always asking questions, man. So I started really looking into the metaphysical aspect of it, and everything is frequency and vibration, and you know how they say we're made up primarily of water, our human bodies at least, So that's why music is so important. Like you said, with your daughter singing the song, and like, y'all were talking. I was in and out of the conversation, but y'all were talking about music, and I mean words. Spelling, like you always say, and words are one of the only things that can penetrate you without your consent. You know what I'm saying? So the words you say and the things you hear really are powerful. I mean, people kill other people over some shit that someone says over words. You know what I mean? So, damn, I gotta hold on one second. I'm gonna mute myself. Y'all hold it
Yeah,
down.
bro, you're right. You're definitely right. He said just how people be saying, "Oh, them fighting words, them fighting
Hey, fun
words."
fact, I would put it in the chat, but I just happened to, type in Knicks versus Spurs, and 201 pops up as the scripted sports. I think it's in the order. But yeah, that was pretty funny to me.
Oh, I seen that. Apparently, crime in New York is down 78% since the Knicks' 11-game winning streak. Zach, I'm not sure if you've seen that.
That's hilarious. Knicks in NBA Finals, or New York
Yeah.
NBA Finals 78.
Yeah, I like the
Who knew the
Spurs
Knicks just
versus I
needed to
like the
win,
Spurs versus
just
the
go to the
76ers.
finals, and that would, they just needed that for the city for crime to stop. They, the sports teams do good, everybody else does good.
Yeah, that's what they did for the 49ers back
Oh
in
yeah,
their time when they started going on their winning spree. Crime
But
was
that's
high,
why.
and then all of a sudden they start winning. Boom,
But
crime's
that's why the
down.
Knicks will probably lose because they want to punk everyone. Like, I mean, I think the Knicks have a great narrative to win, but then they'll get every motherfucker shooting again if they lose.
I mean, they
right,
try to
right.
build up
It's gonna
Wimby.
be classic New York ignorance. Hey,
You
fuck
know, they
out of
try to
here, suck
build
my
up
dick, a
Wimby.
whole bunch of that.
They try to do a David versus Goliath narrative. You know, you got tall, giant Wimby versus little, small Jalen Brunson.
All right, my fault, y'all. But as I was saying, yeah, man, like there's definitely a metaphysical aspect, like a layer, on top of this. I mean, and I find it real interesting how in our community, what I mean, it's funny. Like you always say, you could show a doctor this shit, you could show an engineer this shit, and they still won't understand it. You know what I'm saying? There's some sort of cognitive dissonance there, and it's interesting to me how in this gematria community, there's people from all types of different ethnicities to ages to backgrounds. You know what I mean? And there's something deeper than all this. You know what I'm saying? There's something deeper than it. And to keep a long story short, I came across this rice experiment from this individual on YouTube. Now, using my discernment, I don't know. I don't know if he's just a plant or whatever. All I know is that the biggest war there ever was the war on information. And as we know, they use some of these plants and shills and they put the truth in them. And you come out, I mean, you listen to someone for the first time, shit, they're speaking all types of truth, but then you put the numbers in, it's like, damn, like they got this number here that matches up with this, and it's like, what side are you really on? So, I
And
just use my discernment.
people don't know, they're playing the game and they're getting manipulated by the numbers. I don't know if you're a Pharaoh, like he the game teaching. He
Oh
was
man, yeah, I know Pharaoh. He was the first dude who I really came across before Zach. But yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
nah, but it's crazy. Like him, he's kind of like totally gone opposite. Now he's working with the CIA. This is on his own video.
Man,
He said he got FBI and retired CIA agents helping him set up his stuff, and I'm like, okay, so you thought you were against them before, now they just got you in the pocket. So it's like, yeah, a lot of people they're coming in the information era. And like you said, the war on knowledge is, it's getting passed around like this because we all know they wiped Google, they wiped the internet. Well, Google no longer uses flash memory on their website because everybody knows all that good shit from the 90s is still on the internet. Oh my gosh. Some of that shit ain't been changed since 9/11. Some of that stuff
bro.
on, some of them flash websites, we could go access and pull up. Oh, this motherfucker news clip. Excuse my language. This dude had a news clip. It says this. This is contrary to the popular belief. Oh, wait, here goes an article that was posted back in 2000, about this. It's a lot of stuff. And I even find if anybody does want to, go look at Nexus magazine, Nexus magazine is almost always talking about the next conspiracy theory, but it's like a rich person's magazine when you start looking at the people who are buying it.
Man, no, yeah, it's crazy, man. It really is. It really is crazy because yeah, I mean, there's just so many distractions. I could go so many different directions, but let me try to stay on what I was saying. I was talking about yeah. Anyway, this individual I came across, right? I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever had any experiences with like any near-death experiences or out-of-body experiences or astral projection or anything along those lines. Any?
Hey, I have.
Yeah, man. So, man, I came across this dude. That dude I was talking about. His name is Darius J. Wright, and he just
Okay.
talks about. Yeah, he talks about basically how this body is obviously just a vessel. It's temporary, but how our consciousness is what really lives on forever, and how we're really immortal beings. Like we're really immortal beings. From source type. But and that's really what the matrix is really trying to hold us down. Because man, I mean, I don't want to go on about my personal experiences, but I definitely do believe that there is something beyond this. And it's crazy because this dude, like I said, he could be a plant, he could be a shill, but I'm not sure if y'all saw on X. I think it was yesterday on X, the White House government page posted the White House government.
I think he got thrown in the wood chipper or
Did you speak
something.
on that?
It was Ocho's connection. He muted himself. Go ahead.
My fault. You said Ocho mentioned it?
No, the sound that came through was on Ocho's end, so he muted his mic and it went away.
Yeah, they got him.
Oh, okay. But did any of y'all see that? The White House government page on X, how they posted the aliens are amongst us and aliens are real, whatever. Donald Trump and the White House page posted it.
Oh, was that something like they were going to be looking for DNA? Like they're going to be looking for
That too,
DNA
yeah.
off of the Ancestry.
The Ancestry.com and shit.
anything?
That too.
Yeah. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah. And then you got the Disclosure movie coming out, right? That Spielberg movie coming out. It's just all this shit about aliens, which is interesting because this dude Darius J. Wright that I was talking about, I came across him maybe 2024 when I was experimenting with just the whole metaphysical aspect of everything and trying to find out like what the fuck is really beyond this, man. Because hey man, like I'm always Zach, man, I vouch for you, man. Like you're the only dude I really follow when it comes to this whole truth shit. Because if you don't, in my eyes, if you don't mention Gematria and you're like a quote unquote truther, like, bro, you're either a shill or you're just retarded, and I shouldn't be listening to you anyway. Because this information needs to be out there, and that's why this dude Darius J. Wright, he had briefly mentioned how when he was accessing these states out of the body, through deep meditation and through sleep paralysis, all this shit. He was talking about how there was some sort of geometry code. He said it like that. He said a geometry code, like there's a mathematical simulation, but he didn't speak any further upon it. And I feel like a lot of these content creators and people on YouTube, I feel like a lot of them, the real truthers, like the people who are really tapped in, on a spiritual sense, because I feel like in order just to comprehend this shit, you got to be to an extent, because I mean that would explain why there's people in this community. I'm not gonna say no names, but there's people in this community who aren't the smartest. They're not the smartest. Whatever. They're not the smartest individual. Like period. It's just like. And I'm just like, damn, I know damn well, I know Zach, you've been like, damn, like how do you even comprehend this shit? Some of the people that call in and they're just saying random shit, man. It's just like, that's why there has to be a deeper aspect to it. It's like, how does person A comprehend this knowledge, but person B can't even fucking get a grasp on it, but person B on paper is a lot smarter than person A. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay.
Hey, that's why it's on paper.
Go ahead, my fault.
No, I was just saying, it's on paper that they're smart, but in actuality, they're just indoctrinated. They're just trained well.
Right.
They're just a
Right.
person who, who can remember and regurgitate well. So they don't have the
Yep.
actual deductive reasoning skills, the critical thinking skills. This is
Yeah.
why it's crazy. Your first English classes, all the one-on-one classes are basic like critical thinking classes when you go to college. Yet that's the hardest part where most people drop out is critical thinking. And man, I could have get past the one-on-one this or one-on-one that. Like the basic critical thinking class, you mean to tell me you couldn't pass ninth grade English? Okay, bro. I mean, maybe this isn't for you. But I laugh because I'm starting to notice these fast food workers, I'll hand them, the correct change, like the exact change, so I can get full dollars back, and they're handing me back quarters and dimes and nickels. Like, you didn't count the change I had. Well, you gave me five. No, I did not give you $5. So
Yeah.
we gotta realize that everything isn't made for everybody at the same time. Everybody isn't supposed to know everything. So
Right.
we got to
Right.
consider that as it's just for us who the shills, the people, the NPCs and all of that aren't aware to do anything but just die for the masses and the state government. This isn't for them. This is for us who woke up out of the matrix, and you could choose your role. You could be the Manjaverian, you could be Cypher, you could jump right back in with the shields. But for those of us that are still fighting in Zion, this is what it's about. Teaching, learning, and earning, and looking at the consistencies so that when the numbers pop up in the frequency, you resonate with it, your DNA gets activated, and you go right back to the matrix, and now you're a threat, you're a weapon, you're a tool, you're no longer a toy for them.
Yeah. Yep. Right
But
on
it's a
point.
lot. It's a lot of decoders as well. Like that, I'm gonna just have to call him out. Like decoding with Cody. I mean, that dude's an idiot.
There's a lot. There's a
Like,
lot of idiots, and I mean, shit. I mean, I know he's not part of the community, but that dude cuts. For example, like we know he understands the knowledge, but he's just like, I'm like, damn, like this dude can understand it. That's why it gets me so pissed off when I'm trying to talk to my dad, for example, and he just don't get it. Like,
It's like every
it's
time
just
he calls in, he's on Ritalin or something that he's all fucking spun up, dude. It's so I get a kick out of that guy.
I mean, but that dude
yeah,
threatens 2-year-olds. Like he was, bro. Zach, you remember when he was trying to talk about like your
Ritalin
moral,
wouldn't have anything to do with this.
like you're
This is
doing a
just
moral discrepancy because you enforce gambling or something. I'm like, bro, how you about to talk about moral discrepancies when you threaten 2-year-olds online? Like you are the definition of a moral discrepancy, goofy. Like Cuts is fucking
yeah,
retarded. Like what? How he's the last person on earth that should ever mention moral discrepancies in any sentence. Like,
yeah.
imagine threatening a
It's
2-year-old on.
crazy.
My goodness, bro, retard.
But the thing is, is like the motherfucker understands the knowledge though, and it's like that's just the biggest. This is the biggest trip to me. How some people just get it, some don't, and that's what really got me thinking about like, okay, what's beyond like what even determines whether an individual like understands this shit or not? You get what I'm saying? Because it's not race, it's not age. There's literally 14, 15-year-olds in this community right now that understand the knowledge. You know what I mean? So it's just there's
Probably
people
getting
from
paid.
third
That's
world
why. He probably
countries that
cares more about
understand
money.
the knowledge. So yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in a little bit and wanted to see if y'all talked about that White House government post because that was kind of funny. Definitely some sort of alien. I mean, history repeats itself. They did the same shit when JFK was president. Talking about aliens are amongst us and all this. So I mean, I guess we'll just see what happens from here. But yeah, I recommend maybe looking into that individual Darius J. Wright if you ever have a chance, Zach, and then tell me what you think about him, or let us know what you think about him, because it's been crazy because he has been calling stuff. He has been just like we call stuff over here, but I guess he just uses a different method. Not sure if he's very aware of this one, but yeah, I appreciate
I
you letting
mean,
me get on, Zach. I'll be sticking around in here.
Women Yama's probably an alien. I mean, how many 41 alien rituals has this man done in like the 2 years he's been around?
Man,
And he plays for San Antonio 41. Like, shit's pissed me off talking about it. How you doing? How's it going?
Yeah, Zach, I just wanted to bring something to your attention. So last year, two teams that played the international game, or two international games in one season, were the Vikings. They have another international game this season coming up in Mexico on 11/22, JFK's death anniversary. There was a few events that occurred that in the 40s with World War II that I found kind of interesting. And I seen that the stadium from the shooting that occurred back in I think it was April at that stadium. I mean, at the pyramids there in Mexico. It's 50 miles away from that stadium. So I kind of see like maybe there's a ritual going on there, especially with it being JFK's birthday. I know he has nothing to do with Mexico, but the series is tied. I think it's like 2020. Let me see. No, 25-25. So they have 50. They've met 51 times. They're tied at 25-25 with one tie, and that tie occurred in September 11th. They tied 2020. So I found that kind of interesting. From the day that the shooting occurred to the day of the game is 216 days. I don't know what could be tied into that. But I just found that really interesting that the Vikings played two international games last season. The 49ers played two international games this season. I don't know what there is to that, but it's something that should garner some attention with what occurred, and it being JFK's birthday and a few World War II events that occurred. So yeah, that's something that I found interesting.
Mexico and Kennedy both 33. I bet it shows up in the score. I'll look more into it.
Yeah, boom, there you go.
Yeah, for people who forgot, they had that shooting at the pyramids on the anniversary of Columbine, and they said he was inspired by the Columbine shooting, and I forget what else. I'd have to go back and look.
It happened on Hitler's birthday?
Yeah. Anniversary of
Zach,
Columbine.
appreciate you letting me on. I'm going to hop off for now, though. Appreciate it, though.
All right, Julius. Later. About decoding with Cody, since Julius brought him up. Again, I don't trust him at all. He's anonymous. His whole community is pretty much the people who've worked to subvert my community. The loyal people there are the ones that have caused a lot of drama in our community. And you notice he's just like shouting out all the weirdos in the community. He's constantly reminding about the June 11th Washington to be blown up prediction. Like that needs to be reminded about every video. And that guy's been doing that for 10 years and been wrong every year. So the decoding with Cody guy, definitely a suspicious character. And it's also interesting how Rambo, what he did, and now he's working more with him. So there's something weird about all of it. Does anybody else have anything to add to this stream? Charleston, Moore, Julius, do you guys have anything else?
Nah, you good, Zach. I'm at work right now, but I'll tap in next stream so I can really or next time you have a stream like this is open panel stream so I could get into it a little more.
I don't got no fucking
appreciate you, though.
CashApp. I'm a Fed. I lied. I get money from the federal government. They pay me to do this right here, troll you all day.
What the fuck? This is what I'm talking about.
I couldn't even hear what it said.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, appreciate you though, Zach. Have a good one.
All right, man. Take care.
You too.
All right. We got MRB back. What's up, MRB? MRB? Well, maybe MRB can't hear me. Sometimes it does that. Did you want to add something else, Julius?
You guys gotta ask something real quick. That dude Cody said he's connected to LeBron. Like he thinks that his life
is connected to LeBron. He's just straight goofy.
That's what I mean. He does a lot of
I
weirdo
mean,
stuff. Yeah.
It's
There's
just
something.
pissing me off, man. And my bad for cussing in front of your baby. I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay.
I'm trying to connect my headphones here.
How's it
Let's
going?
see.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something off about him.
All right.
Anema?
Maybe. Yeah. Enema. Yeah, whatever you guys want to call it. Can you hear me good?
You're good.
Okay, so I have a hell of a story if you guys want to hear it, and I want to tell it because from everything I see, I can tell there's definitely not enough people prepared in general for a lot of shit. And after what happened with me last night, I love to talk about what's going on. Because for me, I don't have an account. I'm making shit on, but you know, Zach, you're on what, number 22 or 23. I have a ton of friends on Facebook, and I'm getting blocked on there, of course. But then the more I talk about all types of shit like cloning, and I'm telling people about fucking clones. I'm telling people to stop fucking voting, stop paying your taxes. Like I'm getting real. I'm getting real about all this shit, and the stuff that's happening in my life is like people wouldn't believe it unless they actually saw what happened. And like I could go into the story because it's pretty crazy if you want, but like my main point is like people in this type of community, like in this community that talk about this stuff, like you better make sure you have, for one, like a lot of cash set aside. And not only cash set aside at home, but like hide cash in your car, because dude, the shit that's happened in my fucking life, like they could probably do anything to any vehicle that's over like I don't know, mid 2000s, late 2000s. And like dude, I've had shit happen where like swear to God, the sprinklers for this like this community area were like kind of shooting at us. And like I can go through the whole story, it takes a while, but like if people don't understand that, like dude, they can control all this. And it's not like I'll tell people and they're like, well, is there someone behind a computer doing it? Like no, it's all like built in to these computer chips. It's all built in, it's all algorithms, it's all AI. And like a lot of people don't understand like how crazy it can get. And like for me, like I've gone through 7 vehicles in 4 years, like 2020. So fucking less than 4 years, I've gone through 7 vehicles. And I'm not like buying junk cars. I have one junk car. I had these Toyota Highlanders with like 130,000 miles on it. And every single time it's like a voltage issue. It's all the same thing every single time. And that, along with like my phone and my laptop and everything that's going on. And then once I like talk to more people kind of like me, so like last night, for instance, that's why I'm calling it now. It's like, dude, they're stepping up their game. Like they're literally doing shit to the people like us that speak the truth. So as long as people know it and take it seriously, like if you're one of those out there that's getting blocked on Facebook and all this, like just be prepared and be careful, because they're gonna do like whatever the fuck they want. Obviously, like it's gonna get crazy. And you want me to tell? Because this story that I have, it obviously sounds fake, but the whole thing was real, and it's fucking unbelievable, and it shows how much they can control. Like, do you want to hear like a extended story of like the big thing that happened to me?
If you can tell it as efficiently as possible, maybe with a little, just for a little.
I'll be quick with it. So there's an amphitheater out here in St. Louis, and every time you leave a concert here, you have to weave all through to get out, and you sit there in all the traffic, and all these sprinklers are going off. No matter, I've left concerts at different times. No matter what time, the sprinklers are always going off at the end of the concerts every single time. 10:30 at night. If the concerts end early at like 9:30, 10, they're going off. And I was in my buddy's Jeep Wrangler passenger seat with the doors off in the summertime, and I'm like, dude, how much you want to bet? Like these sprinklers, one of these is gonna shoot right in the car. So I'm sitting there in traffic and I'm just like watching each one. Like none of them are really going that far into the street. So like I'm watching them not go far into the street as we pass them, and then suddenly one shoots right in the car, and it's like no shit. So I take my cup from the concert that I had, I step out, and I start running towards the sprinkler head, and I was gonna smash it on top of the sprinkler. All the sprinklers go under, but only the sprinklers in like this one section that were near me, they all shot under. And I turn to look at them, and they know my shit, and they're like, "Oh my, you got to be kidding me with this dude! They really did that? Really just happened?" And I'm looking around, other sprinklers are up. I start running towards them. I get like 3-4 steps into it, they all shoot down, and I'm looking across the street, and I kind of stand there. Traffic's going slow, and I'm just looking at it, and like, of course, like nothing else is happening. I look at the time; it's like it's like 10:08. I'm like, yeah, interesting. Okay, so I start running down, and sure enough, one by one, each section, all the sprinklers go down. And I'm like, I'm gonna find one of them that's like broken. And I eventually find one that didn't go down all the way. I could hear it. I run up to it, I smash it with my foot, break it, water shoots everywhere. And I start yelling in my phone, like, you can't do fucking shit to us. Like, fuck you guys. Like, we win. We're gonna win no matter what. Jesus wins. Like, the good people will prevail. So I'm talking all this shit. I get back in the Jeep, I get home. And this house that I bought needs a ton of work. I didn't want to get a fucking smart thermostat, but I had to because the basement's outside, and the only way to get the thermostat to work was to use the smart thermostat to get the furnace and the AC to work. So it's summertime. I get home. My smart thermostat is set at 85 degrees. I'm like, you sons of bitches, you motherfuckers, man. So that happened, and then a few things are happening with my phone. Like all the electronics, including my fridge, were going like fucking absolutely haywire crazy. So I try recording it. I try screen recording it. I try using my laptop to record stuff. I try using my old phone to record stuff. Not one single thing would let me record anything happening. All the shit that was happening, nothing I tried would let me record anything at all. And then of course, like I turn like the AC down or whatever, and the AC doesn't come on. So I'm up there. It's until like 3 a.m, and I'm like, all right, I give up. I got to just get over this, go to bed, go to work the next day. It's still a lot of weird shit with my phone. I get off work, and I'm like, dude, I need to give it a break. I need to listen to this UFC breakdown for this weekend. So I got this massage chair, and I sit in this massage chair, listening to this UFC breakdown by these dudes I follow. Shout out, We Want Picks. They're legit. I'm not touching my phone. Out of nowhere,
I got to disconnect. What's up, MRB? Enough of that.
What's going on, Zach?
Yeah, sorry. If you want UFC picks and you're coming on here wasting my time, you should be talking about what we do. Kill it every week. What's up, MRB?
You do kill it every week. I'm glad I upped my subscription to the $11 because I've been definitely making some money off Prize Pick, trying to navigate that app. Sometimes that app's a little squirrely. You can't always do the spreads you want to do or like what we talk about in the notes and stuff, but that is what it is. I'm glad that we're doing another call-in show. It's pretty cool. I guess from the last call-in show, I kind of took some motivation. I was like, yeah, all right. And I made a video last night, and I'm gonna make another video later. I was actually about to take my notes, and then I saw that you were still alive, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna jump on. Oh, Ruby. I'm going through this time, Zach. I'm going through this transition time, man, where relationships are falling apart, and I moved across the country, and I'm just trying to reorganize my life and do something different with myself. So I just, as always, my message is always to everybody you just got to go for it sometimes. Sometimes you just got to make the change, and no matter how hard that is, you just got to kind of take that leap of faith and hope that in the long run, it's all going to work out, you know? For example, what I just did was I've been growing my hair for the last 7 years. My hair was about to the bottom of my rib cage, and Zach knows very well that I'm a 6'5" man. So it's been a long time.
And 7 feet tall. Yeah, something's in the water in Buffalo. I'd never seen so much height in my life. When I was out in Buffalo, I felt like I was a midget.
Because you're what, like 5'10", 5'9"?
I'm 5'10". Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed like you were the average height from everybody who came out in Buffalo.
Yeah, that must be the upstate New York water, like you said. That well water we're drinking really jacked it up. But a lot of my members of my family are pretty tall. I have uncles who are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". So being 6'5" was kind of like everyone's like, yeah, all right.
MRB, I'll be right back. Now that she woke up, I got to get her a listen. We'll be right back. Share whatever you want. It's open stream Friday. I'll be right back.
Okay, sweet. So I guess to just continue on to my rant, my tangent here of sometimes you got to take the leap and you got to take the signs from the world as you feel them and as you see them. I literally have been contemplating cutting my hair for the last X amount of days, X amount of weeks probably. And strangely enough, wasn't really thinking about it yesterday. I wasn't thinking about it at all. And I had this crazy dream last night where I cut my hair and I had this crazy cathartic relief and I felt completely different, like a totally new person. And made my video last night and I was watching some old videos that I have archived on my channel. And I was like, wow, who is this guy? Who I'm like, I don't even recognize myself. And it was just so interesting that I woke up today and I decided it. I was like, I'm gonna chop my hair. I did it. I cut my shit right off. And I tell you, dude, there's a lot of moments in our lives, like I said, where the signs are pointing us in one direction. And I think we want to chalk it up to like, oh, it's just a dream, or oh, it's just that. And we have to be willing to take those signs and make the actions. And that's kind of what my video was about last night, was like, it doesn't have to be this drastic change. For me, sometimes it is, but those small steps in the right direction are what get us to go to becoming the person that we want to be, you know? And I think that's super, super important, especially in what I teach and what I try to share every day of making reality better. We got to just do that for ourselves. And there's so many things I guess I could say, but every day we have the decision. Every day we wake up and we need to recognize that because we did wake up, that we are loved enough to be here and exist, and that, you know, consciousness or whatever you want to think is the driving factor of existence in our beings, loved us enough unconditionally to kind of keep us here. And we serve this purpose of sharing who we are each and every day, the unique aperture of consciousness expressing itself. You have no choice but to kind of give that to the world and show everybody who and what you're made of. I think that's super, super important. We all forget what we're doing, who we are. We get lost in the numbness, and we can forget all too often. And then 5 years have gone by, you put on 30 pounds, you don't even recognize yourself anymore. So that's more or less my message a lot of times. So I just try to teach people that. I try to remind everybody that you are loved and you are here. Hold cash, ammo, and guns. Have backup power. Dude, yeah, you gotta have guns. I think what that last guy was talking about was like, he was a little left field. Like sometimes you can get lost in like the idea of your experiences. And I always had somebody who was close to me that told me that, you know, your experiences are unique to you and you need to kind of keep them close to you, because most people won't understand your experiences if you share them. So that's one of those catch-22s, because you have this experience, it's profound, you want to change your life. It changes your life and you want to share it with people, but you can't share that experience unless they were there with you. And then even still, like, to give it to anybody else is not really possible. So that's one of those things, because I've had crazy traumatic transitional spiritual experiences, and it's like I could sit here and tell you all these stories, but it's like it doesn't really mean anything to you unless you've experienced something similar or whatever. So soul's journey is solo, and that's 100% right. Some of these comments are funny. So I guess that's what I'm always trying to explain to people is like, make reality better, dude. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's way different for me than it probably is for you. And you have to decide every day to make that decision. So, whew, it's warm. It's warm here in South Carolina, guys. It's toasty, 80 degrees, humid. But I think everybody's life story is different, and our transitional phases are very important to us as individuals. And the question is like, if the world comes knocking, if it knocks on your door and says, hey man, it's time for some change, are you going to accept that call? Are you going to answer the door? Are you going to say, you know what, I'm ready. I've been feeling it too, and I'm ready for some change. Or are you going to stay complacent? Are you going to sit back, eat your Cheetos, sit on the couch, consume the TV, and not do anything different with yourself? I think there's no right or wrong way, realistically, in my eyes of the universe and the way the world works. But at the same time, it's like one's more satisfying than the other. If you actually do something with yourself and leave some kind of legacy behind, I think that's more valuable than sitting on the couch and eating Cheetos. I think
so. I missed most of it, MRB.
Yeah.
But I always like we got to say, and you guys should give MRB a sub. He's got a channel too.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I made a video last night, and I kind of like privated all my videos because I was like, man, I just didn't like what I was doing before, but now I'm trying to get back into like restructuring it and doing something daily. So I did one last night, a live stream. It's like literally like 10 minutes, 11 minutes long. And it's just a quick concept. Like I took these notes, I ripped through them, and I just kind of left it at that. So I think like Zach's a good example. Like Zach has done something with himself. He was smart with his money. He owns properties. He takes care of his family. It's like, that's a legacy to leave behind. Like how many people can say in their lives, like, yeah, I take care of my dad. I pay for his house, and he has nothing to worry about. Like these guys basically like feed himself and clothe himself, you know, which I'm sure if it came down to it, Zach would probably help him out with that too. I just think that's important. I think we have to kind of strive for something more than sitting on the couch and eating Cheetos and not doing anything with ourselves and then feeling depressed and numb and isolated because what? You know, we didn't feel like doing anything. We didn't feel like getting outside.
I think people should think more about their legacy. And for the record, what I would like my legacy to be is to figure out how to create a different type of populace. I want to transform the world for the children, man. Like I've always said, I've said the same thing since I got here. Just look at what's happening to this world for children, and it's gotten a lot worse since 2013. I mean, half the children are obese now. They can't read.
Yeah.
It's getting really bad.
Yeah, it really is, dude. And I agree with you too. I think this is a conversation I had in my previous relationship where it was like, she was like, I want to have kids. I don't want to have kids. I don't know if I want to have kids. And I'm like, what else do you really exist for? Like you have to pass on your legacy and try to make the world a better place. And I think the only way you do that is through your kids. You teach your kids the ways that you weren't taught to kind of get that momentum going. And hopefully they do the same for them, you know, for their own kids, your grandkids. Yeah. You know, the life, and especially society now is like, we teach everybody, not even just women, that like you've said this before, like having children is like a burden to most people. And it's just like, this is, Jordan Peterson has talked about this as well. Like, why are we teaching young people to not have children? And then we have this crisis right now where nobody's having children, you know? It's like, I don't know.
Well,
I don't really know.
Created circumstances where people just can't fathom how they can pull it off.
Right, which I don't disagree with, because, hey, man, I'm kind of in a similar position where it's like, right now, damn, if I had kids, it might be a struggle, but like pretty decent pretty decent struggle. I'm sure I can make it work.
Grocery store by our house. A can of it's worse in a small town because it's a smaller chain, but a can of formula is $59.99, so $60, and diapers are even more. It's like, okay, most people can't afford anything already. How are they going to afford $60 formula and $80 diapers?
Right. Yeah, it's a very valid point, and it's like that's probably a part of the design as well in my mind. It's like, oh, you're having kids? You're one of the people that's rebelling, and you're having kids? Well, we'll make it real difficult for you.
That's why, seriously, right now, because I'm pretty fortunate, I seriously just want to go buy like a whole ton of bulk formula from Germany, which is expensive, but when you buy it in bulk, it's not that much. And then buy a ton of diapers bulk and open up a store and educate people about why this is the formula you want to feed your children if you have to feed them formula in the first place. Like my wife wanted to do breastfeeding longer, but we're older parents and she started to get really bad arthritis. So she did it for 9 months, but then she was in so much pain. We went to this German baby formula, which is the best you can get, but most people can't afford this stuff. We can afford to buy it in super bulk, which makes it more affordable. But if I bought like 1,000 cases of this, then I could sell it for cheaper than what they sell at the grocery store for, I'd like to do that. I'd like to get diapers real cheap for people. Because I just realized that's a problem. My wife is telling me, she's like, it's crazy how many parents are coming in for baby diaper rash and medication. It's because they can't afford diapers.
Right. Yeah. It's one of those things you don't consider, I guess, until you have children. And then you're like, wow, dude, this kid's really tearing through some diapers. They're expensive.
Well, because they're not changing the diaper every 2 hours like you're supposed to. They're making them sit in the same dirty diaper all day because they can't afford diapers.
Right. It's honestly a really great idea.
That's why it's just, there's never been a worse time to be a child than right now, from cradle to the grave, probably.
Seriously, though. And then it's like, what is the world going to be like in 20 years when these children are like of age 18 and 20 years old? It's like, are we going to have, is there going to be jobs? Are the robots going to take it over by then or what? What's going to happen here?
Oh, seriously, it really does look like they're phasing out humanity. Our useful purpose is over.
And it's like they've always talked about that like, they usually referenced it in older people, like they would call them the useless eaters once they're retired and not contributing to society, and they needed a way to get rid of them. But what happens when most of the people become useless eaters?
Well, it's like they gave it to us as, my generation grew up on Terminator. So it's almost like that was the predictive programming for our future.
Yeah. I watched that movie. I've watched that movie a lot of times. And that movie's 2029. That's when they show like the total apocalypse and stuff like that. That says 2029.
Is that right? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, in the very beginning when like the Terminator, I think it might be Terminator 2 or something, where they're crushing the skulls. The robots are like crushing the skulls and the people are all running around. 2029.
I watched Terminator since I was a kid, but okay.
Yeah. So I think that's, I don't know if anybody knows this, but They Live is free on Netflix or on YouTube right now. So you can watch. I watched it. I never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never seen it actually. I've heard so much about it, but I finally watched it, and I don't know if you noticed this, but towards the end of it, there's a scene where they're going into the church and stuff, and they're doing like one of those last meetings, and it says, "I see," and then it says 9 and 3 underneath it, and I thought that was so funny. I was like, "Wow, there it is."
What's it say? I see what?
It just says I see, and then underneath it, it basically gives it the numerical value of it. It says 9 and 3.
Huh.
So I was like, wow, that's interesting.
I don't think I remember that scene. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah. Super, super interesting. That movie, it's actually the shirt I'm wearing. It has Set Your Goals on it. And this band, I've done some Gematria decodes on it. I don't know how I feel about it, but there's a song by this band, and it's called "With Matt Hoffman Lenses, We Will See the Truth" or something. And I always thought that was super funny.
Yeah, in tribute to They Live, obviously.
And the chorus of that song is "They live, we sleep."
The motto for the movie, right?
Right. So I thought,
what I love about They Live is just the opening street preacher scene. It's perfect.
Oh yeah.
You don't even have to watch that far into They Live to get a great scene. It's in the opening minutes. And again, pay attention to that mural under the was it next to the train tracks or on the underpass? Look at what it's centered on right at the beginning. A big vaccine. And again, that movie did come out 201 days after Roddy Piper's birthday.
And it's like, it's so funny because it's like not even that good of a movie, like the acting and everything, but it's like I don't know if they were really going for that. I just
It's
think
a
like the
hokey
message
movie.
itself.
It's a hokey
Right.
movie. The message is good.
Yeah. Right. Super interesting. Or even, oh man, the part that was killing me in that was like he meets that woman who's at the head of Cable 54, and she's like kind of looks at him, and she's the one who pushes him out the window, and he kind of thinks that she's on their side when she shows up to the meeting, but she's actually the one that kind of blew the lid on it. So it's like you got all these people who are actually human who are like going alongside with these, you know, alien invaders who are taking over the world, and it's like, man, we're seeing that right now. These people sell out. They get their money and they just run with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, indeed.
It's crazy, man.
We got GAD in here too if we want to give him a shot. What's up, GAD? Or maybe he stepped away for a minute. We can wait till he comes back. What else is on your mind, MRB?
I think, like I said, I'm just undergoing a lot of this huge transformative change in my life, and like between relationships ending and kind of trying to get something different going for my career. This might sound a little weird, especially to people in this community, but I was always a big criminal justice person. I took criminal justice in high school, always wanted to be a police officer, but I grew up in upstate New York, and I used to look around at my peers in these classes, and I was like, man, I don't want to be a police officer with you. And since moving to Greenville, South Carolina, I realized that they just won, like their police department just won like a nationally recognized award for being like super community oriented. And I'm kind of playing with that idea of like, damn, maybe I could try to do that down here, and it would be different than it would be in upstate New York. So potentially could be a career change for me, but I think that's a way to be the change that we're looking to see in the world, because, you know, I spent so much time doing research on laws and stuff like that, and I'm one of those like First Amendment people, and I love open carrying a firearm. So it's like I feel like if I became a police officer, I'd be one of those people that's like kind of in the inside being like would value people's rights and would use my discretion to the people more so than to the objective power that these people possess.
It would be an interesting experiment if you did try that out, and you'd see if you are able to make any change from within, or if it's more that it changes you to be what you don't want to be until the day you quit. You don't know unless you try.
And so I have some plans for my welding career and my manufacturing career, and then I told myself, I was like, you know what? I could try to be the police officer down here, and worst case, I can just fall back. If I don't get accepted or it doesn't work out, I can always fall back, and you can't take the experience of the 10 years in the factories that I have, you know?
Yeah.
So I got to ride along for next week, and then I'm going to ask them a bunch of questions, and maybe I'll just throw my application in there and see what happens. So you never know. It might be
police officer before.
I did it back in high school with New York State Troopers.
I did too.
Yeah.
And I just
what'd you think of it?
He was like, I don't even know what you're doing. You should be out partying and drinking right now. I was like, yeah, and then you'd be there busting up the party and arresting us. He did. I wish we had cameras back then. He did the most messed up things that day. He was bragging to me about how many cars he's wrecked, and he was messing with this teenager on the road, tailgating this teenager to get him to act goofy so he could pull him over. I was like, look at this, like the.
Oh man! Wow, that's interesting.
What was this?
And that's
what was you talking about?
GAD, you there?
Oh, can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Yeah. I was asking who.
He's cutting out. Maybe you were asking me what I'm talking about, a cop that I shadowed when I was in high school.
Oh.
I had to do it for an assignment. We had to shadow either a cop or a lawyer for some class, and I shadowed a police officer.
And I was in Washington.
Hey, GAD, you might be going in and out today. Something might be up with the mic.
Wait, he's muted.
Yeah, he's trying to fix it, I'm sure. Go ahead, MRB.
So that's kind of what's been on my mind. Like I said, I just chopped like a foot of my hair off. Probably got to cut the rest of this off at some point if I did go with that. But
I did that in 2012. I had really long hair.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. They say hair holds memories, man. And I tell you what, it was so cathartic to cut it off. I was very, just like, it was very emotional, which was super, super weird, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It takes a long time to grow it, so it's something to just chop it off in seconds.
Right. But I did keep it, and I'm going to try to donate it to people, to like whatever locks of love or whatever.
I should have done the same thing.
I thought, at least if I'm going to chop it off, I don't want it to just kind of get tossed in the garbage. It's like I spent 7 years with that, you know?
Yeah. That's a nice thing to do.
So it's really wild to see how much things have changed, man. Even for myself, like I said, I was going through my old videos last night, watching some of them, and I was like, I feel like I didn't recognize myself. And then hearing the things I talked about, I was like resonating with myself like all over again. It was really kind of weird.
It is interesting when you have a video archive of yourself over the years. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we do change a little bit. I mean, a lot of things stay the same, but some things do change just on perspective perspective and experience as you go through life.
Yeah. Seriously though, and it's just I'm trying to maintain that excitement, you know, like this is exciting. Like the change doesn't have to be bad. It's something that's like, it's something I've never done before. So it's like, I'm trying to jump into it feet first and just kind of like hit the bottom and see what happens, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it can be great to make big changes. So how long were you, you said you just got out of a relationship. How long were you in that for?
It would have been 3 years in November.
Yeah, that's a good long relationship.
So
I think that's probably longer than the average U.S. marriage right now.
Right. Yeah, it was one of those things where you kind of you argue for a while and then you realize what's happening and you say, "Damn, dude, maybe we're just not compatible. Maybe we should not be doing this, and it's not really worth kind of killing ourselves over." And then you start to see people's true colors as they come out when things get rough, and we're going to move out, and you know how it goes. It's a whole mess.
Yeah, I've been there.
So try to take it with all a grain of salt and take it in stride and just keep on going.
Indeed. Jacob, did you want to add to the conversation? Yeah, you can.
First, can you hear me?
I hear you. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is my first time calling in. I've been in the community for years, but set up the StreamYard and yeah, I'm just here to chat, man. Good vibes.
Nice.
Well, thanks for coming on and being here for years. I might have to run away at some point with my daughter, but I'll come back. I can tell she wants me to push her in her little car. So. Was there anything that you specifically wanted to talk about today?
Anything really. Nothing specific. I mean, I just yeah, same thing. I don't know how most people don't understand this knowledge and can't grasp the information, you know.
Yeah.
It's like they don't want to.
Yeah, because it kind of shifts their whole worldview. So maybe it's like, you know, you talk to people and they get upset almost or kind of mad.
Oh yeah.
Like my sister, she just loses her mind in seconds.
Right.
Can't even get a full sentence in and she's already lost her mind. So I'll be right back. You guys can carry on the conversation. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. I get it. I have a few of my own little ones, so.
Oh, nice.
I know how it is.
It is crazy, man. Like you said, how I'm doing good. How about you?
Pretty good.
Sorry.
Man. Sun is shining and every day above ground is a blessing. So,
dude, that's exactly what I was saying earlier, man. It's like you wake up every day and that's all that matters. Like, whatever the driving force of existence is, whatever you believe it to be, loves you enough to keep you going.
Yeah.
So that's like you said.
Yeah. You know, any people that kind of don't believe or don't think that there's anything in the afterlife?
I don't know in particular. I'm kind of in a new place. I don't really have many friends. I have some friends I keep up with from high school that they do believe in something. I think they're kind of agnostic about it. They're like, there's got to be something, but they don't really put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah, or like family members. I mean, what do your family kind of
Yeah,
think
I have
about
some
that?
family members that are also a lot like that with many things. They're just kind of agnostic. They're like, I don't know, and I don't think anybody knows, so it's not worth thinking about. And
Right.
so, what about you? What is your personal belief?
Personal belief. Well, I definitely think you know, we are energy, you know, so energy never dies. It's got to go somewhere. So where you know, that I don't have the answer to, but I definitely, you know, am convinced that, you know, you get carried on to something else, whether that's reincarnation or, you know, a different dimension or something. But you know, energy I think is the main thing, you know.
Right. Yeah, big time.
Our souls. But yeah, I've talked to people or family members, and like my cousin, he just thinks it's like we're like computers, and once we pass away, it's a black screen. I'm just like,
Wow.
that's a crazy way to live your life, you know, that just
Right.
after you're done, you know, that's it. But to each his own, I guess.
And I think I always try to remind myself that I think that like the free will aspect of it's like people get to think that because I think people get to think that nothing happens, and that's why I get to think that something happens.
Right.
You know, I think it's all like at a duality at some point. So I definitely think it's interesting but that's just the nature of reality. I think sometimes is like when you're on the opposite side of the table, you're kind of like, you can't fathom it because you're not on that side of the table.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, this is my first time on here, but what's your thought about the whole gematria? I mean,
oh man, I think I wish I'd done more in my research, because at one point I was decoding I had a Webster's dictionary, and I was trying to go through it and basically get all the actual data points of the words, so that way you could run the statistical significance of the value of a word matching with the value of another word, and you could say like, here's the actual probability of it, you know. And it felt very daunting to look at a 2,000 page dictionary and say, I'm going to go through this line for line and, you know, put 4 values to it.
Right.
So I never really did that. I'm sure now there's probably some smart person out there who can make some kind of algorithm or something and get the PDF of the dictionary and plug it in and get that value. I wish somebody would do that. I would help them do that if they were out there.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think it's uncanny. I think what Zach has been doing for the last 13 years is uncanny. And anybody who denies it is exactly what Zach says. You have a room temperature IQ. You are a walking dunce cap, and you can't see the obvious. You can't see the forest for the trees. It's like, how many times can we do a ritual with the superior general and say, no, these people didn't give us the language or the calendar, and they didn't basically create all of our society, and say, you know, they're not orchestrating anything.
It's also just how they work in loops. It's like how they have to give us another Asian cave story right before the World Cup. It's like, what aren't people getting here? I mean, you don't see the pattern.
Right.
And then the fact that the gematria lines up perfectly. 23rd World Cup, cave equals 23. The story began 23 days before the World Cup. It's the same thing as what we talked about 8 years ago. I mean, come on.
Right. Yeah, it's really uncanny.
You know, people don't get it, though. You know, what was interesting is when I went down to visit my family this past weekend, my sister's youngest son, he's also my youngest nephew, he's now 20. He's been aware of what I do, but his mom doesn't want to talk about it. So he was there and he wanted to know more about this time. So I talked to him at length about this for longer. He was totally into it. And he's always been I always told his mom that your youngest son would probably like it because he loves numbers. He was so into it. He's like, wow, this is crazy. And he was starting to think the pro sports are rigged too because they seem so goofy. And I was just showing him, you know, the Knicks blowout game because he follows the NBA and all that. I mean, you know, they're Blazers fans because they're from Portland like me. But yeah, no, it's just like everyone should have a chance to experience this information because it's empowering. I mean,
yeah.
And his mom kept him from it. And yeah, it's just, and I did say, I said, you shouldn't bring this up with your mom. She's not going to build you any bridges there. She's not going to be happy about it. But you deserve to know. You're 20 years old, so
right. It's like you're an adult. You're an adult at this point.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like, you know, the younger the person is, the more they can grasp and understand. You know, it's like the whole school thing. You know, that's why we get crammed so much information in school at such a young age, because we're just a sponge at that stage. You know.
My daughter can speak 3 languages right now. I mean, only so well, but she has my dad's wife who speaks Spanish, and I know she understands Spanish because she's talking to her in Spanish, asking her questions, and she's pointing and going, see, so she understands. And then my wife can speak Burmese to her. She gets that. And then obviously she understands English. So it's like, I wonder how many languages a child could learn at once growing up. I wonder what the limit is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no limit,
sure there's
really.
Yeah. Because you see some of those people that's how they grew up, and they know as they get older they learn more, because it, like, the love languages all connect, and it's like once you know one, they kind of are easy to attain in the other ones, you know.
Well, especially the Latin languages, right? I mean, but Burmese is a lot different than English and Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
Well,
I probably should take her out and do something here in a little bit. If you guys each want to give us your closing thoughts, I should probably wrap this up and do something with the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Whoever
I
wants
agree.
to go first. Go ahead.
My daughter, she just turned 1 on the 27th of this month, and just you know, her memorization is just unbelievable. You know, and the things that she can do already. You know, walking and saying words, and it's amazing. So.
It is amazing how much they're aware of at a young age. You see they're aware of, and they can only communicate so well, but you see they actually are retaining a lot and noticing a lot about their environment. It is pretty fascinating.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think my closing thought, as always, is just thank you, Zach, of course, for letting us come on here. And I like the call and show is cool. I'm also trying to put out content to inspire people and motivate people while I feel motivated and inspired. So I think that's just, you know, the premise of MRB. Make reality better. Start with yourself. Do something different. Step out of your comfort zone. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, and you'll never know where you might end up.
I think that's a great
point.
model. Make reality better. Thank you, MRB.
Yeah. All right, Zach, I'll get out here. I'll let these other people get in and say their last words. But thank you again, and I'll try to call in as much as I can.
Keep us posted on the new life change.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Take care, man.
Later.
Damn. Yeah, I should have called in. I should have called in hours ago. I didn't realize you've been going for 2.5 hours already.
Hey, better late than never.
Absolutely.
Any closing thoughts, Jacob?
Yeah, I just appreciate your work ethic, Zachary. You know, over 11, 12 years now, it's just the grind you present is just, you know, unmatched. And whether or not people can grasp the information, you know, they have to recognize your energy and your work ethic. So I appreciate that, man. And yeah,
appreciate it.
I'm gonna definitely hop on.
Yeah, you guys, I would, for all you raising children, I would instill a work ethic. A work ethic can really carry you. If you're not the smartest person, you can overcome it with work ethic. That's what both my parents did. I mean, they could have done a lot better, but they both know how to work hard, and they taught me that at a young age.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. All right, Jacob. Well, stop by again, man. It's nice to know you're out there. I appreciate you coming in today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me, man. I'll see you soon.
Take care.
Later, man.
All right, and then Calvin came in, and then Sally. We got to close it out with the lady, which I like. How you doing today, Calvin, Mr. Generous? Oh, Calvin, you muted yourself.
Oh, my bad, man. How you doing?
Doing well, Calvin.
I'm trying to get back on live real quick on video. I didn't know you was going live, but all I wanted to do just 2 minutes. I just want to say I truly appreciate you. You know, I honestly do. because I don't tell my business anything. I make good money. But, you know, when the IRS comes try to take stuff from you, this and that, such and such, I had so much stuff hit me at one time. You know, then my daughter graduation, her trip to Washington, and deaths, everything hit me. But this man, you teaching this knowledge and then showing High Hand Dave and all the other guys and stuff, that helped me. It helped me to the point where I was able to have money for my daughter to go on that trip and to pay for her trip, which was over $2,600.
Beautiful.
Aw, beautiful.
Calvin, by the way, Calvin, stop being so generous with your tips. You tip more than anybody.
Look, Zach, I was raised
Give
in
it
a
to your
church
daughter.
home.
I'm
I
serious.
was
Give it
raised
to
in
your
a church
daughter.
home. I was raised in a
love
church
that.
home. So
Calvin,
this
Calvin,
is
trust me, I love it. I love it, but do it for your daughter. I'm telling you. Do it for your daughter.
I got 4 kids, but look, this is I work for the railroad and I work for the state, so I can't even. I do it. I do my own landscaping and stuff. I do this for my kids. This is my yard.
You got a lot of, hey, you're getting to work out with that yard. That's a big yard.
Yeah, I do it for them. 2 vehicles. Yeah, I try to do it for them, but it's not that. It's the fact that a lot of people making all this money, they could probably do a parlay and make $600. What's wrong with giving you $60 out of that $600?
Yeah, don't do it anymore. Don't do it anymore.
I'm just saying. But why give $1 if you know that this knowledge is helping you? Now I don't even do it really just for sports. I love to learn stuff because even at a young age, I always thought this stuff. Wednesday, I was at work. The crazy part about that Wednesday was, we all get cut cars working different, like the trains. They told 4 guys worked the 4 train. The total car count was 143.
Yeah, it's funny. Isn't that funny?
But that was the first train of the day. The first, the third, and the last train of the day, 143.
For people who don't understand why that matters, he figured out something in our community about 143, and he's been paying the bills with it. So then this 143 manifests in his life. Yeah, that's funny.
Look, I couldn't call in today because I was so tied up and busy. But look at the Braves. The Braves, they line really didn't move, and they stayed at a 143.
Yeah.
And I didn't bet it, but I was so tied up and busy working on trains and trying to rebuild some cars on the train. I was just tied up.
Hey, there'll be more opportunities. You figured out something.
But I truly appreciate you, everybody in this community. But the last thing I do want to say is, man, we gotta come together more. Stop sitting here attacking other guys and other men and women in this community. We learn it. Stop calling people a troll. Stop calling. It's the people in this community that's doing this. Stop attacking one another. That is sick, it's sad, and it's sorry. That's just my opinion.
Well, Calvin, I think that's those people's job to do that every day.
No, it's not those people, because it's some that actually helps our community, but they attack each other too. And
yeah, it's a suspicious thing, Calvin. And I think it's their job to play both sides because they constantly do that, and they've been asked 1,000 times not to. Sadly,
I see. Hey, it's one girl. I noticed they changed the is it China Macau or something like that? What is it? Macau, China? Where is they having those fights at?
oh yeah, those fights start pretty soon because they're so far ahead. Macau, China, yeah.
Macau, China. It looked like they changed. They started changing and using both names in 1911. I know it's one girl. I can't find on FanDuel, but she can become 19 and 11. She's 18 and 11 right now.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, nice piece of research.
I'm learning, man. I got a book. I'll be writing stuff down, but I got to go get some milk and stuff for these kids. But I appreciate
Calvin, you're the best tipper in the community, and you got 4 kids, and you got a lot of grass.
I'm not the best, man. I'm not the best. I just pay homage. That's what I do.
But I appreciate it. Trust me, I appreciate it. But I want you to say more for your daughters. You don't have to tip so much.
Oh, I do. The thing is, I opened up a bank account for her. So I do. I've been putting some money in there for her. So she's going to start her freshman year. So yeah, I've done that. I've already been ahead of the game.
Okay.
But I pay homage. I mean, look,
you do,
in a fraternity too. So
things are expensive right now, and
yes.
You don't have to tip as much as you do, but I do.
It's not that. I make real good money. It was just that the IRS didn't. Man, they was trying to clean my account at the time. But it's good now.
As sad as this is to say, you might not have got harassed by the IRS if you weren't in this community making good calls into our community. That's what happens.
You're right. You're
I
right.
went out in front of the Oklahoma City building. All of a sudden, I had the IRS up at my ass the next day.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely correct. But hey, everybody in this community, I don't really be on video. I don't like being on video, but I'm gonna do it today. But I appreciate every last one of you all, and I thank you all. Like that, y'all been helping me, and I've been paying attention to patterns like Dave, all this stuff. I've been watching a lot. Even on the news, like I've been trying to talk to my older brother about this stuff. I'm an Aquarius, so I'm very observant and I pay attention very well. So I stay focused.
Now, I got to ask before you go, how does your older brother react?
He's an Aquarius too. He's starting to think about the stuff like that too, because I had to talk to him about little stuff that he sees with sports and all this stuff. It was one time I told him you went live. Somebody called in about Kawhi Leonard getting the triple-double, and he didn't believe me that day. And I told him, I said, man, that's one of the best calls I ever heard too, besides the what's the guy name that used to coach for the Bears?
Ditka?
Ditka, yeah. That was a cold right there. That was a good cold. But when that happened, my brother was shocked. He lived in Denver. He was shocked that happened.
Yeah.
He's starting to come along with it. He is.
That's good. All right. Well, you're good at sharing the knowledge, and like you said, you are paying great attention to details because you caught something nobody else ever caught before. So
appreciate you. Y'all have a blessed night.
Yeah, you too, man. Take care. All right, and Sally G, you get to close us out. How you doing, Sally?
Sorry, I can't hear you. But I can see that you're talking to me. Thank you so much for all you do, Zach. Also, I really love when different callers call in. So many people are really incredible in this community, and it's nice to hear from everyone. The guy, MRB, he was saying that he was interested in having a list, kind of like a dictionary with words and their corresponding numbers. I'm also incredibly interested in that. And one other thing, the very last thing, I was wondering if you had any movie recommendations, because you had recommended They Live and Eddington, and I watched both of those and I thought they were great. So I was just wondering if you had any more recommendations, and since I can't hear you, I'm just going to exit the screen. But thank you, Zach.
Okay. I always recommend everybody should watch Knowing, the Nicolas Cage movie where, not to ruin the movie, it happens at the beginning, but his daughter's class pulls up a 50-year time capsule, and his daughter pulls out one that's just a whole page of number sequences. And then he's an MIT math professor, and he's trying to figure out what this is about, why some little kid would have wrote down just a million numbers. And he starts to realize that the numbers are dates and coordinates, and they're the dates and coordinates of where all these major tragedies have happened throughout history since it was put in the ground. And he's like, wait a minute, this isn't finished. So he goes to the coordinates. All right, Ruby, I'm almost done. Come here, love bug. Come here. We're gonna go to the park. But watch Knowing. And come here, sweet girl. You want to go to the park? All right, I gotta get her out of here. But also watch Network. Network came out in the 70s about the future of media, and it was pretty much a documentary, really. Some people think that movie's really boring, but there's some great scenes in Knowing. And I'll think more about it. I'll talk about. Oh! You want some of these? Okay. Knowing and Network are both worth watching. There's other movies that I recommend over time, but I can't think right now. Pie's an interesting movie. There's a scene in there where, they literally talk about gematria. This guy's trying to find the hidden sequence behind the market. He thinks the market's rigged, and then a Jewish rabbi teaches him about gematria. I don't think he calls it that, though. I think he just talks about how the Bible is all mathematical sequences. So there's definitely a reason that was put in the movie, because no doubt the market is rigged by this code. God, I'll think. I know there's other movies I normally recommend, but I can't think right now. And by the way, thank you to the super chatters. Gematria Sense said gym regimen. Were you asking me my gym regimen? Right now, because I'm doing double thing, working early in the morning, watching her all day, I'm not going to the gym as much, so I'm walking a lot. And she doesn't like to be in the stroller anymore, so I carry her everywhere. So I've been walking about 4 miles a day with her in my arms. It's like a baby farmer. What do they call that? The farmer carrier or something? But anyway, I'll have to figure out something else once it gets super hot outside. When I do work out, I was doing a back shoulder day, a chest bicep day, and a leg day. And I was rotating those 3, but I can't go to the gym as much right now with the new schedule. I'll look into the former Canadian. I got to look into the Lemieux thing too. Thank you, Gematria Sense. Leopard Messiah, always with the 5. Thank you. What Sally G wrote here, who just called in, that was Sally G who just called in. It's true. I really should get all the way away from the negativity. It's hard for me not to rant because it's therapeutic to me, but I know a lot of people don't like it. Some people, that's, you know what? Since I stopped ranting so much, the views are also way down. I think actually if I went back to ranting more, it would bring back more people, but maybe it's better not to in light of the rice water thing. It's a good point. If I talk like that, did you see how when she was sleeping and I got kind of annoyed about something, I was bringing it up. You saw how it woke her up and she was irritated. So, I mean, just a little real world example right there. But yeah, thank you, Sally G, for all the generosity. And you're right. And Open Up says that thing that Mickey Mouse is saying equals magic. Go figure. And I'm telling you, instantly it took over her brain. I was like, there is something to that. These people are sorcerers. And we already knew that anyway. Spells and spelling. And then Leopard Messiah came with another one. I appreciate that. And by the way, people gave super chats yesterday, and I didn't really say thank you. Shout out to Pigos Trading Desk. Check out his thing on Substack, Pigos Trading Desk. It's named after his dog, if you wonder where he got the name Pigo. Wake Up America 707 said, much love to whomever said sound is booty hole. Oh, yeah, because the sound was bad yesterday. I said, oh, yeah, we got to get more comedic. People like the comedy. AJK chipped in 5 yesterday. Logan Thomas chipped in 10, said, thank you, Zach. The entertainment is a bonus for me. Knowledge means more than anything in the world. I wish people preferred knowledge over entertainment, but they don't. I'll be right there, sweet girl. I'm sorry. Chiefs Kingdom said, can't wait till football season. We can get back to parlays. It'll be here before you know it. Boondock said, old InfoWars joke from many years ago. The answer to 1984 is $17.76. Now Trump has the $1.776 billion fund to defend his supporters that on the taxpayers. God, it's horrible. And Boondock said, you guys see Trump wants a $250 bill for the. I didn't realize that. I'll look into that. Trump 25 250th anniversary coming up. All right, guys. I do appreciate all the generosity. And again, you guys. In a sense, I wish there was more support for the work, but when a guy like Calvin's coming on and sending me big tips all the time, and I know he's got a family to feed, I don't want that. I just occasionally $1 here and there to support the work is great. But again, you guys, I'm pretty blessed financially. Even if I didn't make $1, I have a wife that makes a ton of money and I do better than she does. So, I mean, I don't want people who are hurting to be supporting me, but you guys should see that, again, I'll come here and grind every day, no matter what. And had people supported this work, the news work, there would be a Gematria Effect News network. My troll who's always saying, Zach hasn't built Gematria Effect News, that's because people don't support the news part of this. I mean, how am I supposed to run a news network that people don't support? People support the sports aspect, which I do every day. You guys want to see the Gematria Effect News, that type of thing? It needs support. But I don't want people like Calvin to be the ones footing all the bill. So anyway, we'll leave it there for now. Have a great rest of your day. I'll be back when I can. And her and I are going to the park because she's been way too patient. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.